there's certain signs every year that really show you when you look at the calendar that football is back. Some people might say it's the preseason, might say it's school start for some people. For me, the way I know football is back, we got nonsense trade requests going on that obviously are going to lead exactly nowhere. So much Twitter drama going on around that. Much to talk about today. Yeah, man, like I said, football is back.
Listen, we were huddled up around the phone at dinner the other day watching the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah,
We're locked in.
we're in. We're back.
We're locked in.
Trey Lance, those minutes mean something to me. I don't give a damn what y'all say.
I know there are damn good minutes too. Trey Lance, the best football of his career for
Facts.
those few minutes in that first game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, like I said, football is officially here. But the day this comes out will be Thursday, August 7th. First official day of the preseason after the Hall of Fame game. So with that being said, today we're doing a very fun episode, one that I've been looking forward to since the show started. We're going to talk about one big question that will define every single NFL team's season. So this might not be their biggest weakness. It might not be their biggest strength. This is one question that when we look back at the season, we think this will be the main thing that decides where the season goes. So very different reasoning for each team, but it's one burning question that we're thinking about for each team.
Once again, it's our kind of bread and butter here. Narratives. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly what we're leaning into.
But yeah, see, some are narratives, some are very explicit, like position weaknesses, position competitions. It varies a lot for teams, but some of them are narratives for sure.
Yeah.
But it should be a fun one. Should be a long one. Let's get right into it. Cue the intro music. Before we get to talking through every single division, every single team's biggest question mark for 2025, Mo, what did you learn this week? What are we talking about in this week's The Mo You Know?
I learned that basically slave masters are reborn into NFL owners.
Oh my God.
I had no
He's not
idea
wrong. He's not
about
wrong.
the culture in the NFL when it comes to players and their rights and all that, bro. I've so far as my, I don't know, 5th week going on as trying to be a hardcore NBA NFL fan, I've seen 3 player holdouts, including like rookie stuff as well. I didn't know this happens. And also I didn't know that NFL players can go ahead and like be super unhappy with the contract situation because of language and or whatever it is. Specifically, I learned also on top of that too, how big of a nitwit Jerry Jones is. I had no idea he had like a catalog of just like mishaps and bad language and bad relationship building with certain players around contract time.
It's hilarious.
It's shocking.
So you learned that NFL players cannot move like NBA players in terms of requesting a trade and getting wherever they want. This is not the NBA. It is not player empowerment to 100th degree. If you sign a contract in the NFL, you're going to honor it. And in fact, sometimes the teams might not honor it. They will decide to cut you on a whim. And what you're referring to here is obviously Micah Parsons' a trade request that I think not a single person in the world takes seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That man is not being traded.
That's so crazy
No,
too.
it's not. He's not happening.
Trade requests in the NFL are like basically just like one other layer of negotiation of just saying like, now I'm serious. Now we got to talk about this deal for real. No more dilly-dallying.
Right.
I don't think Micah Parsons expects there to be any world in which he's actually traded. And like you said, Jerry Jones knows damn well he's not trading Micah Parsons. This is just him saying, I'm done playing around.
But the way it's happening too, like refusing to talk to Micah Parsons' agent and just trying to like go through Micah straight up when it comes to the contract. Like, so weird. What are we talking? Where is the decorum right now?
Yeah, that part of it is different from the whole general. Like the thing you tee this up with is that the dynamic in the NFL is very different. This is a whole different can of worms. The way Jerry Jones chooses to handle this, because every year this happens. He has a very public contract dispute with one of his star players. And the leading theory is that he draws it out on purpose to get talked about on First Take, to get the news cycle going his way. People talking about Jerry Jones, talking about the Cowboys. You can decide whether or not you believe that's true or not. Yeah. But he certainly handles himself in a very unique way when it comes to his best players.
He be handling himself like he's old. Like that's what it is. Where like you see, whenever people start aging, they either just start talking crazy or they start moving crazy. And it really is like, hey, man, I don't really have to answer to anybody. And when you are the owner of the most valuable franchise in North American sports and one of the most valuable franchises or, just sports teams in the world, you can do whatever you want. And so he's like, it's for the exact same reason that you started off with. He's like, you going to play for me. Yeah. You going to do what I say. And like, that's going to be it. And like, of course, like the only trade request that I somewhat thought would go through. Like there was a moment where I thought that the Myles Garrett thing was going to go through just because it was a prime opportunity for the Browns to get off of this entire like Deshaun Watson, era. And because like if you trade Myles Garrett, you're still going to get at least 2 first-round picks back. It gives you an opportunity to kind of like reset and do all that stuff. That's the only one where I actually thought like, okay, he might get moved. And so, but when people get traded or ask for trades like Micah, like Terry McLaurin, it's fun for the first hour of like, oh, who should trade for them?
Yeah, exactly.
And then, like you said, you think back and it's like, oh yeah, you're just gonna play for them in 4 weeks and like just don't play in training camp, don't play in these preseason games. You might miss week 1. I do think that that's probably the furthest this is gonna go. Is that Michael will miss week 1?
Well, that's what always happens with the Cowboys. Happened with CD.
Yeah.
No, but it didn't
the day before.
It didn't even happen like with CD. Like they paid Dak the day before the season. I was listening today. Like the CD signed his extension on August 26th.
Yeah, it's always towards the end. Like I said, for Dak, it was the day before the preseason. They do it until the last second, whether it's the end of August for CD or the last day for Dak.
The regular season, it happened the day of week 1 against the Browns, where they announced it on like Sunday at NFL Countdown. It's like, bro, what are you doing?
They're going to draw it out because he wants all the attention to come towards him, and that's Jerry Jones' MO. He understands the power of his organization is the power of word of mouth. People talk about the Cowboys. People make them the main character. And this is his vision of how to do it.
Power is the big thing here, because even taking a step back from the Cowboys, going back to the NFL draft, which happened a couple months ago, seeing how people were talking about Shedeur Sanders and how he fell so deep into the back half of the round.
That's another can of worms.
People were over here saying, yeah, man, he has to understand he's not bigger than the program, bro. Like, why is there like the power trips that these owners be going through and how they just try to like
I will say at this point in time he's not bigger than the program. Like if this was like Mahomes or Josh Allen and they're the ones and they're saying this, like, yes, you guys are the ones who are bigger than the program, but for a guy who wasn't the consensus number 1 overall pick to move in a certain way, that's kind of like when people start.
That's a whole other conversation.
That is true.
Yeah, that people overblow that too. Big reason why he fell was football reasons. So it wasn't just they're colluding to say you better be humbled. It wasn't just that.
Well, listen, I can't put collusion past anybody.
Damn sure not the NFL. But to your point, it's a very different environment than the NFL for a lot of reasons. Yeah. The contracts aren't fully guaranteed. There's more players in each team, so each individual player, besides quarterbacks, have less importance since there's 52 instead of 12, or 15. So just a very, very different culture. The NFLPA is garbage. There's been a lot of drama lately around that, but way less powerful PA than the NBA PA, which has really ran that fucking league, has bent Adam Silver over many times by getting things went their way in negotiations. Just an entirely different dynamic for a lot of different reasons. But this is an owner's league for sure.
That's so bizarre and so like distasteful. But fuck it, I'm here for it. It's such insane drama.
But if there was ever a non-quarterback position that would have power, it's a 26-year-old edge rusher. Like that's the only other position or like scenario where you're like, okay, we just have to give that guy money, because the same way that like, okay, if I have this quarterback, our offense is gonna perform at a certain level. If you want to have any type of ceiling, having a player the caliber of Michael Parsons would make that a lot easier. Yeah. And so you would rather do that. So it is wild that they haven't gone and given him, the money that he's 26 and has been like a Pro Bowler, DPOY candidate all 3 of his years that he's been in the league, or 3 or 4, whatever.
4, yeah.
Like it should be a no-brainer. And at this point, Jerry Jones is moving with no brain.
Yeah. And he does this for the reasons we talked about, makes the fans, it hurts his fans, hurts his teams, because you could pay them before more people get paid and you have to match whatever they got. So you're paying more for it. You're alienating your stars because of it. It's just not smart in any way. I saw someone on Twitter was like, if I'm every other GM, I'm throwing Jerry Jones offers to see if he's sundowning and he'll accidentally say yes. You just gotta hope that he's just geriatric as fuck and you can get one by him. Because it would take that level of nonsense to actually trade Michael Parsons. Yeah. Because he has 1 year left on his deal, and then they can franchise tag him for multiple years. So if they don't want him to leave, he has no way of leaving, which, again, another can of worms. The whole franchise tag rule is insane compared to every other sport where you can force someone to stay completely against their will. It's insane. But that's the situation Mike is in. if you drafted every single non-quarterback in the league in terms of who's the most valuable players to start a roster with, Michael would be a top 5 pick at least.
Wow.
He is that level of positional value, skill set, and age. He's not going anywhere.
Wow. Okay.
Now, again, my hope, Micah, sit out week 1 when you play the Philadelphia Eagles, and then come back in week 2, and then we're all good. That's my perfect hope is that Micah sits out week 1. Jerry gets the L because Micah sits out, and then they go ahead and just pay him what you were going to pay him or what you should have paid him, months ago.
Yeah. And the whole thing of trying to, apparently they felt like they had a deal with Micah, and Micah said, talk to my agent. And they said, hold on, you already said you're okay with it. We got a deal. They better honor that.
And he's just shady.
It's just dumb as fuck. Like, you just got to be an idiot. Like, you have to be straight up stupid to think that in 2025 that you're going to get a handshake agreement with the player and not talk to their agent. Like, you're just dumb as fuck. Like, you're dumb as fuck. 2, you're malicious. 3, you're dumb as fuck. Like, it's straight up stupid to think that would ever go by.
Dumb as shit.
Also dumb as shit. Like, you got to be an idiot to think that would ever go by with any player that has reasonable competency in their management.
You've been doing this for over 30 years. Why do you think you can get off on Micah Parsons now?
Why do you want to get off of Micah Parsons? Why are you trying to run off of Micah Parsons? Like, do you not see the benefit to being the bigger person and giving him what he wants and maintaining that relationship? Not even being the bigger person. Being a reasonable person and not trying to scam Micah Parsons. Like, you're just so stupid.
Man.
Please sit out. Please sit out. Please sit out.
Yeah. Please request a trade again. Refuse to play. Get him out of there. Like, I need the drama. I need him on the Chargers.
Man.
Yeah, right. All right.
Him opposite Khalil Mack.
Crazy. Kind of crazy. No, but it would be crazy. That's also like the number one thing that I'm always interested in whenever guys do hold out or ask for trades is like, how far are you willing to take this?
Yeah.
Because especially if you're Micah Parsons, because you have the value in the league that you do, like you do have like leverage. Because a lot of times, like if people are holding out and they're getting franchise tagged, they're like 28 or 29, like they're nearing 30, or they're like a wide receiver, and teams are like, you for sure aren't bigger than the program. Like we can live without you, right?
Yeah.
If there's like we've been saying, if there's anybody who can go ahead and do this, it's Micah Parsons. So how far are you willing to push the Cowboys into saying you're going to, one, not only like pay me what I'm worth, but do it in a very, very reasonable and just baseline way of how the rest of the league operates. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm just gonna sit out, because even with Micah Parsons on the field last year, Dallas's defense had a lot of struggles, and so let's see what it is whenever I'm not there. Like
Tough.
that is, and we've seen it before. Like Le'Veon Bell sat out an entire year. That did not end well for him. But we've like Chris Jones a couple years ago. He missed game 1, and then the Chiefs lost to the Lions, and then they're like, all right, here you go. Here's some money. It might be that kind of situation. The Cowboys have done this before too. Like Emmitt Smith back in the day also sat out games. It wasn't going well. Jerry ended up paying him. That might end up
so embarrassing. That's such a sad way to go out when it comes to it.
And he wants it to happen every time. He's fine with it. Yeah. Because, the NFL owners can't let... there's a collusion case going on right now for the specific thing that's in court, but they band together and say, we cannot cede any ground to these players. We can't let them think they run shit. This is our league. And they all stand by it. They're united in brotherhood of being the worst people you know.
It's just so anti what I'm used to, man. Like, I'm just used to, in the NBA world, a player requests a trade, it feels like our whole entire world stops, and everything revolves around this player, and a trade usually gets done within a couple days, Yeah,
that's because a lot of times when people request a trade, there's 1 year left on their contract and they can walk for nothing. If there was a franchise tag in the NBA, we'd see a lot of trade requests ignored. That's kind of like, there's other reasons why they get ignored, but at the end of the day, that mechanism is like what can allow them to do whatever they want, because you simply cannot leave if they want you to. Yeah.
It's also cool seeing everyone like band with Micah Parsons and be like, yeah, man, go in and pay him. CeeDee Lamb going in, go ahead and tweet what he tweeted as well. It's just so interesting. So interesting.
You know what? Let's use that as a transition. Let's talk about the first division of our main episode. Let's go to the thing you guys are all here for, what you saw in the title. Let's talk about the one question that will define every single NFL team season. And let's start with the NFC East, since we're already talking about the Cowboys.
Okay.
So before we get into this, again, we have 4 teams in every division. we all split up we all have our own set amount of teams. So each division, we all have at least one. One of us has 2 teams, obviously. We're going to do that, take turns revealing who we have for each division, what our question is. And yeah, man, very open-ended. So very different circumstances for each of these questions. Donovan, you go first. Who's your first team?
I mean, obviously it's us, the Philadelphia Eagles. And we can get them out the way real quick. My biggest question, I think, for them, or one of the things that's going to define the season, is who's going to help Zach Bond.
And what do you mean by that? Like on the intermediate level of the defense?
Yeah, because I think like offensively, everybody, 10 of the 11 starters are coming back. The only person who's not coming back is Mekhi Becton, and we're replacing him with Tyler Steen, and he's been on the team for a couple of years. He's fine. I'm not worried about the offense, whatever. I do think that defensively, like you can look at the defensive line and say who's going to step up, but also when you have Jalen Carter, when you have Jordan Davis, and you have some level of continuity there, that's fine. You look on the back end, Quinyon Mitchell and DeJean and Reed Blankenship, all those 3 guys have been there, or at least I guess not been there since the other 2 were rookies last year, but they won a Super Bowl last year, and you have the continuity from those 3 on the back end. You look at the middle of that defense, and with Zach Bond, it's supposed to be Nakobe Dean, but he got hurt last year, and so he's still coming back. He's on the PUP list. You have Jahad Campbell there, but he's a rookie, and Vic Fangio's already talked about, like, even though that like the versatility of Campbell is very nice, it's still training camp. He still is a rookie. He still has to learn all those things, and then it's like, okay, is it going to be him? Is it going to be Jeremiah Trotter? Is it going to be Smile Molden, another rookie? Like,
do you think this lack of sure thing from the linebacker core is a big? Do you think that's part of why they're thinking about moving Cooper DeJean to safety, to have one of the more talented guys kind of occupy that area? I'm assuming he'll do a box safety role, not a high safety, since he was a nickel before. Do you think that's kind of why they want to find ways to relocate him to kind of fill in that? Because obviously the thing you see a lot is if you have a weak linebacking core, substitute a safety in there in those big nickel packages.
Yeah, I think it's I think so. I think like trying to find versatile ways to use DeJean is very key. But also, like, you see it in the NFL, and especially since everybody's running some type of like Shanahan or McVay offense, if you have weak linebackers, you're going to get exposed. Yeah. And like people are going to attack you. For the Eagles, for years, the linebacking core has been an issue. And so I think that if you can find somebody, especially like an actual linebacker, to not move DeJean in there, you can find an actual linebacker to help Zach Bond and shore up that front 7, front 6, whatever. Now you look on the back end, and you don't have to take DeJean out of the secondary. You can keep him there, and you can keep the secondary from falling, because you do have to replace replace Darius Slay, and you do have to replace CJ Gardner-Johnson. And so now there's a little bit less moving pieces, and so there's more people, I guess, and especially if Jeremiah Trotter can step up, that's more of like an interior, like hire from within type of thing. Mm-hmm. But if the linebacking core can be set up, I do think that everything else, specifically behind it, can really be locked down, and everybody can just play that position.
And when you mentioned, a lot of Shanahan and McVay schemes all around the league, and you have to have a linebacking core to not get exposed, I feel like linebacker is a position right now that you need like floor setting with, that you can get away without having like stars there. Like, it's nice you have Zach Bond, who last year was one of the best linebackers in the league. You don't need to have a Zach Bond. You just need to not have some of the worst linebackers in the league, because those teams you mentioned, they're going to pass from under center. They're going to pass some heavy sets. They're going to kill you with play action. If you have linebackers that are stupid and will bite too hard in play action, can't cover in space,
you're cooked.
You're going to cook right in the middle of the field. You're going to have Jared Goff turning his back and throwing over your linebacker's head over and over and over again.
But do you think they'll be cooked to the point to where like they're out of contention completely?
No. Yeah, do you think this is, I guess it's a good question, because we're talking about each of these questions as the biggest question mark for the season. Is this something that you think will define their ability to go back to back or not?
Potentially, yeah, because I do think that like offensively last year was one of like passing stuff aside, just the run game was so dominant that you're like, all right, Saquon's not going to run for 2,000 yards again. And also defensively, like from year to year, you see teams be much more volatile and go up and down. And so I do think that a big part of this team was the fact that like you can run these units out there, you can hold your show, you could do all the things that you wanted to do. And one of the best things about them was that they were able to play so fast. Like their ability to read and react and respond to different RPOs, or just rally around the ball and just tackle and just play fast and all that stuff, that really, really helped them in their tackling ability. I do think that when you are talking about teams like Washington, and if you're quote unquote nervous about Jaden Daniels and what he's able to do, or other teams in the NFC. Like the Eagles and their defense, it is going to have to be really, really stout, because at least with Saquon here and the way that Sirianni kind of likes to play, it is a very ball control. We're gonna run the ball and play good defense behind it. And so whenever we get to the playoffs, that's always the biggest cliche is, we're going to run the ball, play defense, all that stuff, travels, whatever. That is going to be very, very crucial for the Eagles. And I think right now it is the biggest question. And if they don't figure it out, then it can really mess up their season.
This is an easy one. Obviously, they have the best trenches in the NFL. They have some of the best skill positions in the NFL. Well, I mean, low-key, their biggest question might have been, what are they going to do with that second and third cornerback spot? That's probably a bigger question that most people are talking about. But this is another good one. How are they going to surround the defensive line with the best talent for the whole long run of the whole season? Let's move over to the Commanders real quick, which is, I think, a relatively quick one that we don't got to spend too much time on. They're my team. Do you have enough blue chip talent on defense? Is a question for them. They invested in their offense this year. They got Laramie Tunsil. They said, we're going to try and protect Jaden Daniels even more. Last year, they were ahead of schedule. They weren't supposed to be a team that can have a chance of being in the conference championship, but there they were because of the brilliance of Jaden Daniels, along with their coaching staff and everything else that came together at the right time. But assuming they keep Terry McLaurin, which maybe is the biggest question mark of the season, what's happening with that? I'm going to assume that is another fake-ass trade request that's going nowhere. They're going to pay Terry McLaurin at some point, I'm assuming. Maybe that is less of a guarantee.
Question, would you pay Terry McLaurin if you were...
Certainly, because you can't go into the season with Deebo Samuel as your only goddamn wide receiver of any merit. So I would certainly pay him. But let's assume they do that. Let's assume their protection is better, that Laramie Tunsil gives them a good year. Everything goes to plan. Let's assume their running back room is good and healthy, and rookie, what's his name again? Who's the 7th round rookie that is getting a lot of buzz right now? It's not Crockett Smith. Yeah, let's assume he's good. Let's assume they have enough help in the offense to do what they did last year. Their defensive talent is not particularly impressive. It's certainly not good enough to make you have confidence that they can make it back to a conference championship. They just signed Von Miller.
Damn.
Old.
At this age?
Old.
It's 2025.
And you know what? It was a good signing. Because the place their pass rush was in, outside of Frankie Louvu, not a lot to work with there. They do not have a depth of pass rushing talent. They don't have the strongest secondary in the world. They have some good players, especially if Marshawn Lattimore can have a bounce back season. They have stuff to work with. But the question mark is, you have your young players that they have faith coming up. They have their couple of edge rushers, counting Von Miller, whatever they get from him on a limited snap count. They should have a decent cornerback room. But is it enough? Because you look across all the other contenders, some teams get by defensively with good coaching and young players elevating, your draft picks going well. But more often than not, you need to have a group of stars that you can really pinpoint as being your guys that will give you the floor defensively. I'm not sure if they should feel good about that.
Speaking about defense, I agree with you. We can move on to my next team when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, the Micah Parsons is a big question, but I guess an all-encapsulating question is, can they stop the run defense at all?
Yeah.
They were the worst. They were the worst when it comes to protecting the run throughout the entirety of the season last year. And I guess that's like the biggest questions revolving around them. You can go ahead and point towards their offensive line, I guess, or how healthy Dak Prescott's going to be. But more so, like, this is the issue that will, in my mind, it seems like you cannot build a solid foundation around a defense at all if your line's like this, if it's this bad.
If you're getting your fucking teeth kicked in nonstop and you can't even get to late passing situations to let Micah Parsons cook, assuming he's there, to let your cornerbacks lock down on deep third downs, if you can't even get there because it's third and short every single time because every single zone run is 4 yards at a time, it's impossible to build a great defense there. And that's been a problem for them for the last goddamn 8 years. Yeah. They haven't had a good run defense, and Sean Lee was in his prime, it feels like. And you know what?
This Sean Lee.
Shout out Sean Lee.
Actually, I don't miss him. He was good by them.
As an Eagles fan, you don't miss him at all?
No.
But yeah, obviously this team is going to be a good passing offense. It should be a good passing defense. I feel like that much is certain. They will be in shootouts because of that.
Yeah.
This is a question that I almost feel like we know the answer to. It's just no. they're just not going to stop the run, and it's going to be a debilitating weakness that holds them back from hitting their ceiling. But it's certainly the swing factor, and certainly the thing that fans are talking about the most.
It has to be. Not being able to stop the run, it's so demoralizing because to give up a first down on a 3rd and 7 or whatever, it's like, oh man, we could have got off the field, whatever. Giving up a 5-yard run, it's like that every single play. And so eventually you just have to you got to put your hand in the dirt.
Yeah.
You just have to stop somebody, and they just weren't able to do it. And so I'd like we talked earlier with the Eagles, and like if you have weak linebackers, people are going to take advantage of that.
Boy, do they have weak linebackers.
if you can't stop the run as a whole,
Yeah.
right? That is priority number one, right?
Bro.
Like we are going to run, and then obviously you're gonna over index yourself. You're gonna try and fill the box, do all that stuff. That's when all the play action stuff gets going. So much like you said, the foundation of good defenses is like, can you stop the run? And the Cowboys aren't that.
I think what feels better, at least this year compared to last year, is that they made some improvements with the addition of Fowler Jr. And I think bare minimum, you don't want to be 30th. You cannot be last. That is the worst thing to fucking happen.
Can you be number 18 in run defense, Cowboys? That's the question.
A huge improvement.
And you mentioned Dante Fowler. They also have Donovan Ezraku, who they just drafted. I feel good about them finally having a second pass rusher out of all these guys they brought in opposite Micah Parsons. Demarion Overshawn is not going to play for at least the first, 10 games? He's coming off a serious leg injury. He might not play at all if things don't go well in recovery, but I think they expect him back at some point. They are starting Kenneth Murray Jr. as their primary linebacker. I had the misfortune of watching Kenneth Murray Jr. He was a Chargers draft pick back in the day. That is one of the worst run defenders I can remember watching for my team. His ability to diagnose a play is not good, despite the athleticism. That is a scary place to be, that you're like, damn, that's probably our best run defender until our star linebacker comes back, if he comes back. It's not a good situation. They're really banking on Mozzie Smith, a draft pick from a few years ago, having a breakout third year. And he could, because he's that age, and trench players, specifically nose tackles, sometimes take a few years to get going. It's possible, but I don't think he exactly showed last year that a breakout year is coming. You're just hoping that he's on that timeline.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's gonna get scary.
Yeah, it's not. And it sucks because I love their offense so much from a passing perspective. I love George Pickens as a wide receiver too. I think they're gonna light it up. It just might not matter because they're gonna get dominated in the trenches every time.
Tough.
Love it.
What's the biggest question for the Giants, Donovan?
Is this defensive line good enough to make the entire defense a top 10 unit? Because obviously the offense is going to be what it is. And weirdly, you have a team that has a rookie quarterback, and we're like, we'll see what happens when it gets to week 7, when clearly Russell Wilson is not going to be the starter. Jackson Dart is going to take over. We'll cross that bridge whenever we get there. The strength of this team is the D-line. You have Dexter Lawrence. You use the first overall pick in the draft to take the second overall pick to take Abdul Carter. You have Brian Burns. You have so much other talent on your line that this is like it's the best line in the division, and it is again potentially the best line in the NFL. Yeah,
it could be. It's certainly going to be top 5, I think. Assuming Abdul Carter is a star, he's made up to be the top 3 pick. He was. Assuming he's good, opposite Brian Burns, obviously Dexter Lawrence in the middle, the best DT in the NFL, and Kayvon Thibodeau as the third edge rusher, which is perfect for him. This is like going to be such a litmus test for the theory of what matters more, defensive line or secondary, chicken or the egg. Is it better to have a defensive line that makes it easier on the secondary to cover because they have less time to cover? Or is it better to have a secondary that can give the defensive line all the time in the world to get to the quarterback? This will be chicken or the egg, because this will be a team carried by the defensive line. I can guarantee that.
But it's still very hard to look at that and say like a chicken and the egg, because this is legit like the best, right? Like if you found somebody that had like a 2013 Seattle Seahawks and then no D line, then we could we could see that. But yeah, I have no idea what the Giants are going to do. I presume they are going to lose a lot of games. I presume that Brian Daboll probably isn't going to be there next year. If he wants to have any chance to have one of those frisky, 7 and 10 years, they were much better. Like, you can squint and close your eyes and say, Russell Wilson, all he does is just throw bombs to Malik Neighbors, and Neighbors goes for like 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns, and they carry the offense.
Cam Scatterboo is a god.
He's right. Yeah, like
Peyton Hill is V2.
Yeah, like you have all of that, and they muster up 18 points a game. But this defense is giving up 16 points a game because the D-line is that crazy. That's the only way that I can see them being somewhat successful. And Daboll, keeping his job, and maybe Jackson Dart, whenever he, starts to play, he shows you something. That's going to be the thing that everybody is like. The D-line is the only thing on the Giants that anybody actually has expectations of.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares or has a lot of excitement for anything else that they're doing. If this D-line is not, one of the three best, like we said, it will be a disappointment. And so just how good can the defense be? That's going to define their season.
Shout out Javon Holland. Shout out Paulson Adebo. Very quality secondary additions in free agency. Either way, it'll come down to this D-line, whether they sink or swim.
Exactly.
Let's move on to the next division. Let's go to the NFC North. Another much talked about, potentially the best division in football this year. And let's start with the Bears. We talk about the Bears a lot. Everyone talks about the Bears a lot. Their biggest question mark for this season: can Caleb Johnson learn the Ben Johnson offense? Can Caleb Williams learn the Ben Johnson offense fast enough?
Yeah.
And I personally am not panicking about Caleb Williams long term. I think he'll be fine. I think he's good. All the reasons I believed in him pre-draft, I'm still believing in him. But there is a world where the start of this season, it takes time. The offense he ran last year, Ben Johnson will be the first one to tell you, nothing he did last year has any relevance to what he's doing this year under Ben Johnson. He's going to have to turn his back to the defense, run a heavy play action scheme, diagnose the defense really quick when he turns around, which is Jared Goff's superpower. It's Caleb Williams' biggest weakness right now. He's all about improvisation, spreading the team out, using his legs, using his IQ to make things happen. He's still good in the pocket, but obviously what made him special is be able to get out of the pocket and make things happen. He's going to have to rein it all in and be extremely fundamental to execute everything Ben Johnson wants to do. All the motions, all the fancy runs from under center, the fancy passes from under center. None of that works if I keep saying Johnson, it's on the screen. If Caleb Williams can't execute that. And I think he'll get there. It's a pretty QB-friendly offense if you can do the basic stuff. But will he get there right away is a big question mark that I don't really answer to. It might take him a few weeks. And look at his division. There's 3 other teams that could win the division. You cannot afford to have a slow start. And I think there's a very realistic world where by the end of the season, Caleb Williams looks amazing. But the first 4 or 5 games is a little shaky.
Yeah, I think ultimately this depends on what your expectations are for the Bears. Because if you think that the Bears are going to go 9-8 and make the playoffs, then yes, this is it. This is the.
I do think that.
Okay, so this is the right question. If you are more like me and you're a little bit more skeptical of what the Bears are going to look like, then you take this question and you drop fast enough. And all it is can he learn this offense to a point where it looks like you are building on something and we're moving
so you're saying that
in the right direction.
So you're saying you don't care about the first 4 weeks like I do. You're just saying by the end of the year, do you look like you belong?
Yeah, I don't if the Bears make the playoffs, cool. Good for them. Ben Johnson, you're doing everything. But when you have a number one overall pick and somebody who's as talented as Caleb Williams, you don't want them you obviously don't want that talent to go by the wayside. And so having him in a Jared Goff situation in his first year where you're playing with this head coach that is just not putting you in positions to succeed at all, you're trying to save his career right now. You're trying to do you're trying to do a reclamation project on not only his career, but the public opinion of what Caleb Williams is and can be. I think the first 4 games, again, be damned, I don't care. By week 16, 17, I need to feel like you are actually doing something. That's what I care about the most.
See, and I don't have a worry about that personally. Maybe call it blind faith, whatever it is. I think this team has, when you have somebody as smart as Ben Johnson and you have somebody as talented as Caleb Williams, I'll be shocked if it doesn't work eventually. It might not. I mean, it is, like I said, it's a very different style than what makes him special. It could not work. It's in the realm of possibility. Sometimes the safest prospects bust. I'm not personally worried about that yet. So I'm really concerned, is he good enough fast enough that the season isn't wasted? Because this roster is good enough to make a playoff push. If he hits and he plays at a top 16 quarterback in the league level, if he can be Kyler Murray as a rookie, as a second-year player, this team could surely make the playoffs.
Okay. That's
not a guarantee, but they're quality enough. Their defense is gonna be good enough. Dennis Allen, I think, will get back to being a premier defensive coordinator. They have one of the best secondaries in football. They revamped the trenches on both sides. They have everything they need. Sans a quarterback that you can rely on.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the reporting when we first heard the news that Ben Johnson is gonna hire him, everyone's like, oh my God, it's the Bears are gonna do all this crazy stuff. And now that training camp is going on, it feels like there's been a push in the opposite direction of wait, it's not going to be the same thing as the Lions. It took time. And so now people are kind of programming you to think that it's going to take a lot of time. And so I guess I've fallen a little bit into that, but I also was skeptical before. But now it's
I'm glad you brought training camp.
How good are you?
I'm glad you brought training camp. Training camp footage and people reacting to training camp stats and interception counts is the most ridiculous thing in sports.
I ain't gonna lie, that's just been
locked in?
scaring the fuck out of me, man. I hear nothing but negativity coming from the Chicago Bears training camp.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk
Nothing
about
but
this.
that.
There's a lot to learn about NFL training camp if you know what you're looking at. If you don't know what you're looking at, or actually, I'm going to say that. If you allow yourself to believe everything you read of people that are just tweeting shit just to tweet it and not understanding what they're describing, you will learn all the wrong things. Because people react so harshly to clips of somebody throwing a pick, like Caleb, or saying he threw 4 picks today to so-and-so touchdowns. They're tracking these stats as if it's a regular game. They're almost never practicing in the same mindset they would in a regular game, where it's just do our most important plays that are most efficient to score the most points and win the game. That's almost never the goal of training camp, especially in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They're practicing specific things. They have different sections of their practice where they say, we're going to practice passing sets where we want our running backs to really focus on learning these protections. We're going to practice third down scenarios where Caleb has to only think about hitting this dig over here against this cover 2 defense. Like, they're focusing on very specific things and purposely sometimes throwing things that they wouldn't normally throw so they can get the timings down. So people tracking these things and saying he looks real bad without understanding the context of what they're even attempting to do, it's nonsense. Like, if you look at just the outcome in a training camp environment, you're going to have to make all the wrong takeaways.
Are you scared? You still scared?
I'm shaking. I'm shaking. I'm shaking still, regardless of the fact. I do like this question though. I think it definitely stands to be true, considering how well they've like covered a lot of ground all around. And I know a couple of episodes ago we like consistently talk about how, or you guys talked about how every single year you guys do the Bears thing and like, oh wow, they're like the winners of the offseason almost every single year over the last I don't know how many years. And I think genuinely this is. I'm new day one, but listen, man, seeing how bad they were last year on all fronts, specific fronts, I feel good about Caleb Williams.
The graphics fucking us up.
I know, exactly. Caleb Williams. It doesn't, for me, when I think about like what their season will be dependent on, it's entirely on his growth. Nothing else basically matters outside of like those two coinciding.
Yeah,
so I do with this.
You're really playing with house money because Bears fans have been beaten up so much that like if they do get off to a slow start, everyone's gonna throw their hands up in the air anyways and be like, oh, like it's happening again. And
but does that matter though? Does it matter if they get off to a slow start and end up like netting out to be kind of meh?
Oh, I mean, does it matter? Well, here's the thing. I think if they're meh, it's probably because Caleb's meh. That's like probably going to be the main deciding factor, just because their roster is really good. They're going to have one of the best secondaries in the NFL. They have a good O-line now, I think, if it gels together. They have great skill position players. Yeah. The best mind to deploy those skill position players in the right way. Like, certainly anything can happen. Injuries happen, so there's other reasons why it'd be a disappointing season. From right now, I would assume if it is a disappointment, it'll be because of Caleb, and that would matter a lot.
I keep on forgetting, like, the NFL is so different from the NBA in terms of timeline and shit. And so, like, literally every single game matters, no matter what the age of the QB is. And so it does matter. It does matter.
There's no wasting years in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of, what's your first team, Mo?
Oh, speaking of that, yeah, this is literally not the exact same conversation, but very similar conversation. The Minnesota Vikings. I guess the biggest question is their quarterback situation and JJ McCarthy. Yeah, it's really the only question. They've had like all types of struggles already, but no matter what those struggles were in the past, they're gonna live and die by JJ McCarthy and whether or not he's gonna be able to be the face, the guy, the rookie to lead them to any level of deep postseason success. And that's an insane amount of pressure to place on any type of young player.
Yeah, and it's honestly like it's funny because yes, like most quarterbacks, you're asking like, okay, we need you to step up and not be like the face, the leader of this team. They don't need him to be that. Like you want Sam Darnold level production, and Sam Darnold again, great season last year, but you're not gonna look at him last season and say he's the one stirring the drink there. It's very much everything that Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores are scheming up and are drawing up, and then obviously you have enough talent to try and navigate this window. But that's the thing. You have the talent on the roster right now. You have this window. Can you get to a spot where you are winning 13, 14 games in a season, winning a playoff game, doing all those things? And is JJ ready? Is McCarthy ready? Because if he's not, and they end up going like 9-8, 10-7, and they're another first round exit, Now what?
Yeah. Yeah, like they're so like with the Caleb Williams thing, it's like, yeah, we want to be a good team right now. We need him to be good to get there. We don't want to waste any years. But, you know, if they have a midseason, but Caleb looks good, and maybe we have a first 8 weeks where we go, oh my God, does he suck? But second 8, he proves he's good. Okay, we'll be fine. It's a first year Ben Johnson. Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much if they win or lose this year in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
We just got to set ourselves on the right path. It matters tremendously if the Vikings win or lose this year in the grand scheme of things. They already have their solidified head coach, who's one of the best play callers in the league, the solidified DC, who's one of the best defensive play callers in the league. They have the best wide receiver in the league, who's 26 years old, going to be turning 27 during the season, I think. Has 5 more prime seasons left. You cannot waste a prime season of Justin Jefferson. That'd be a sin. You have a pass rushing duo that's one of the top 5 to 7 in the league. Cannot waste that, because who knows how long you're going to have that duo. You have a good secondary. Everything's in place to win a Super Bowl right now besides the quarterback, which is a different level of pressure than what the Bears have, where theoretically they have everything in place, but we got to see it. There's a lot of young players.
Yeah.
They are prime now. We know this team can win 15 games, can make a run if the guy throwing the ball is good enough.
But something that does also worry me, and something that would like alleviate a lot of stress and pressure from JJ McCarthy, is their passing defense, because they were one of the 5 worst passing defenses last year, and obviously that's just like an enormous amount of opportunity that just feels like an anchor and could be an anchor on JJ McCarthy's shoulder as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's health related though, and I think they're going to be fine this year just because they're going to be fully healthy. They also signed 2 DTs that should help the pass defense, good pocket crushers in Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, which Javon Hargrave is more of a run stopper, but you know they got better in the trenches there. If your cornerbacks stay healthy, I feel good about that group. Harrison Smith is fucking agent. We'll see if he has one more year in him. He's getting pretty goddamn old. If he does,
one more year.
I feel good about their defense. I feel good about Brian Flores figuring it out. He's shown that when guys get injured, he can manufacture pressures, doing all his fancy shit that he does to make up for it. So I don't feel too bad there. And I guess the other thing of note is last year they couldn't run the ball really at all.
Yeah.
They went out, they get Will Fries. They really revamped that interior line. Hopefully the run game is better and can really dominate the line of scrimmage and give JJ an easier time to not to carry, because last year Sam Darnold had to chuck that bitch because they could not dictate the terms of the offense with the line.
I 100% agree.
If he fails, it's all on JJ. Like
that's so much pressure.
It feels like it because the situation is so good, and because if Kevin O'Connell can make Sam Darnold look good in this offense, and you can't look passable, we're going to blame you. Like we just saw this team.
It's like unfair, but it's the reality,
right? Like we just saw this team win 14 games, had an opportunity to win 15 games and win the division in week 18, and obviously the last 2 games of the season go the way that they go. But this was a great team throughout the entire year.
You know what they say?
What they say?
Pressure is a blessing.
Some people can handle it, right? And some people, they like to block their blessings. Is JJ McCarthy going to block his blessings of this pressure?
Or what is it? Is it that, or is it pressure's a privilege? What did he say?
Either one. I don't know. I can't remember.
Is that a Jalen Hurts quote?
Yes.
You don't know that shit?
I can't remember that one.
Pressure is a privilege.
It's great.
Just be talking.
What's your
All right, so my team is the Packers, and my question is,
go Pack, go.
Is an eye just good enough, right? Like, if obviously the thing that we're all asking is we want to see one of these receivers and one of these.
So you
pass
say
catchers.
you're talking about the wide receivers?
Yes, because you have a whole bunch of like really good players, but nobody's a great receiver on this team. There's a lot of hype around Matthew Golden, and yes, we've seen first round receivers come in and be very productive. What if he's just okay? Like, you know, he's not bad. He's not a star. He's not Malik Neighbors or anything like that, but he's just a good wide receiver. Is that good enough for the Packers to take a step forward? Because you're going to get, like, I don't want to set the bar too high for Matthew Golden. And that's really the basis of this question, where, like, if he is not at the level that everybody is saying he's going to be at in training camp, and everybody has diagnosed, you know, just because the fit is so perfect in terms of his skill set and what they need, like, if it's just okay, can the Packers still make a deep run in the playoffs? Can they win the NFC North? Is Jordan Love going to take a step forward and do all these things?
That's so
like,
interesting.
That's my question for them.
Yeah.
And at that point, it is like, it really is just about these receivers. And if LaFleur and if Jordan Love are still both able to take a step forward, even if the wide receiving core doesn't necessarily do that.
When you say like what would qualify as just not having a superstar? That makes it just like an average room. Like, you're hoping that the sum is greater than its parts.
Yeah, like if like if Matthew Golden doesn't show up and is like very clearly, oh, I'm the best pass catcher on the team,
Yeah.
and you still have like Christian Watson who's good and does Christian Watson things very well, but there's other areas where you don't necessarily like need Christian Watson to do those things, or Jaden Reed just keeps doing that. Like that's my big question, because I do think that the Packers, I've been thinking about them a lot, and I really like what they're cooking.
Yeah.
And I think I'm starting to believe in them a little bit more, even though that they don't have a dominant receiver. And I think that it's okay. And I think that they could still make like really good noise.
That sounds like a lot of that also is like dependent on expecting another leap for Jordan Love. And if I saw it, speaking of training camp that you talked about the other day or just a couple minutes ago, one thing that I did see that was frying my brain when I was dying, people were killing Jordan Love for his bad footwork.
Oh, in that practice footage where they live streamed that game?
Yeah, exactly. And how like Packers fans have to limit their expectations of him. And I think if what I'm seeing as a neutral fan, of course, your question would definitely help supersede all those potential issues.
Yeah, I think the answer to your question is a wide receiver room that is good enough would be good enough for this team. I don't think they need Matthew Golden to be a superstar. I think as long as Jordan Love is healthy, which knock on wood forever, they have good protection. They just paid Zach Tom. They have the offensive line isn't like a top 3 in the league, but it's good enough. That's not going to be an issue. They have a great running back in Josh Jacobs. If Matthew Golden is 70% of what we hope he can be and just gives them a guy that can be a vertical threat and be an in-breaking threat off of that vertical threat, not like Christian Watson, who's just going to run straight and not necessarily give you the over-the-middle compliment to that.
Mm-hmm.
If that can be him and he can be an X that can be a sacrificial X and clear out, but also make something happen on slants, make something happen on comebacks, on digs, at a passable level. This offense has everything else it needs if they're healthy. Like this offense has a deep wide receiver room, a good quarterback that is healthy, can push the ball vertically. They have the running game to complement that vertical threat. I don't think they need him to be a superstar for them to do everything they want to do.
Okay, so I'll say 2 things. One, there might be just a little bit of bias just because you're a receiver wearing number 22. What are we doing here?
It's quite gross.
Wait, what's wrong with that?
It's
No aura at all. Zero aura.
It's one of the most disgusting things I've seen in the NFL in a long, long time. 2, in that clip that we just saw, in that Twitter clip that we saw 3 plays. 2 of them were on Carrington Valentine. He was cooking him, and he's not a starter, right? So like that's also another thing when we're looking at all of these training camp videos. Is like who are you going against? What is the drill designed to do? And what's going on here? They said, oh, he's been borderline impossible. That's also kind of bad. Like, yo, we have nobody on this team who can stop this guy. That's
a bigger problem,
right? Like that's kind of
my biggest question is their DB room going to be good enough?
Yeah.
But apparently that's not the question today. We'll talk about that at a later date. But yeah, that's a good point. That you're getting cooked by a rookie for a reason because your cornerback room sucks, and Bo Melton is playing corner now.
I've seen like people have talked about that with the Giants because they keep posting clips of Malik Neighbors, and it's like, do you think the cornerbacks are upset seeing themselves getting mossed every day on social media?
To close out this division, the Lions, can you survive the brain drain? That's the simple question.
Makes sense.
To get more granular, can you replace Ragnow and make the offensive line good enough to carry and yada yada? There's other concerns on the field, but end of the day, all of that will be decided by is there a new coordinator on offense and is there a new coordinator on defense good enough to keep them at the same level they're at before? Obviously, Dan Campbell is an elite coach. He makes great hires. He found Ben Johnson. He found Aaron Glenn. They were good before Ben Johnson. They were great with Ben Johnson. You can convince yourself they'll be good after. But can they be great after? Is there a new guy who they hired from within, whose name I'm blanking on, who was their passing game coordinator last year? Can he bring everything that worked, but do his own new flair to it and make them even better and harder to guard in new different ways? Can their defensive coordinator continue to Aaron Glenn did with the high pressure, man coverage based defense? Can you find the new era with these new coordinators and prove that Dan Campbell is the linchpin that keeps them good, not Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn?
Yeah.
Because
that's it.
Yeah, their ability to replace Ragnow on the O-line and make it work, whether it's Radledge at center or Glasgow at center, whoever it may be, will be dependent on does the offensive coordinator make the right choice. Defensively, is their secondary ready to make the next step? Is Arnold ready to make the next step? Will probably in large part be decided by does our defensive coordinator put them in the right spot? It really comes down to those 2 guys and everything else is secondary.
Okay,
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's the most like I feel like that might be the most cut and dry
We've-
considering the loss that they sustained.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the playoffs even finished because
Yeah.
we knew that both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn were going to be gone. So
Yeah.
makes sense.
All right, next division. Let's talk about the South. What is your first team, Donovan?
South got something to say. Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, you got the Bucks. Okay.
For me, will Bucky Irving be a top 5 running back this year?
This is just a question for your own entertainment.
Yeah, it really is because. But okay, but the reason why I got to this question is because Baker Mayfield has played well, like really, really well over the last couple of years. He had a coordinator that helped revive him in Dave Canales, and then he left. And then we're like, okay, do it again. And then he did it again last year, and now and Liam Cohen left. And so now, once again, we are saying, do it again.
Yeah.
On one hand, you're kind of doubting Baker Mayfield. If there is any kind of like regression, because Baker had 40 touchdowns last year. He was hooping. He was balling. If that comes down a little bit, right, you already know like you're going to have some time without Tristan Wirfs. Does the offense take a little bit of a step back in terms of overall like play design and play call and rhythm and all that? And are they able to overcome that because Bucky Irving is just that good?
Yeah.
And I do think that if Bucky Irving can solidify himself as a top 5 running back and as a guy who had 1,500 scrimmage yards, can we get that to 1,700? And his productivity is now providing much more of a balance for the Buccaneers offense. I think that that's going to be very, very key for them because the defense, like they're going to have to score, right?
Yeah.
Or not, the offense is going to have to score because of the things that the defense, might allow. So I think that Bucky Irving and his continued ascension is going to be very, very key for them.
Top 5 is such a ridiculous bar, though. That's so difficult to
Where
break
would you guys
into.
rank him last year?
I don't even know. Back half of top 10 maybe, or
Okay.
top 12. I don't know.
Right. And so it's a leap. And so right now, like my top 4 would be Saquon, Derrick Henry, Jameer, Bijan. And so it's
Get it right.
I know, I'm trying to. it's those 4. Right. Josh Jacobs should probably have the 5th spot. Can Bucky Irving?
That's a huge jump. That's a seismic expectation.
It is a big
But
jump.
no, I see your point because obviously they have question marks on the coordinators. We'll see when Godwin comes back. We'll see if Igbuka can step in and fill that role. It would be very helpful to have another linchpin star talent that can help give you a floor and not be reliant on can your new offensive coordinator be the 3rd straight star in a row that this team found. And shout out Bulls for finding so many star coordinators, but it's hard to find 3 in a row.
Yeah,
It's very tough. But yeah,
true.
so that's why. Because Mike Evans, yes, you can assume Mike Evans is just going to, show up and be Mike Evans and get 1,000 yards. Like we've said before, that 1,000 yards was very, very close to being non-existent. And the play that he got it on was extremely fraudulent.
Yeah.
So the stat that everyone's going to hang their hat on has a little bit of holes in it. So you have that. You have a rookie wide receiver. Chris Godwin's coming off of yet another major leg injury. I just want to see how much more dynamic this offense can get, and I do think that starts with Bucky Irving.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Next team we got the Carolina Panthers. This one's a fun one. My question is, can you have a league average defense?
God damn.
Can you have the 16th best scoring defense, the 16th best EPA on passing plays, EPA on running plays, the 16th best takeaways, the 16th best defensive success rate against the run, the 16th best defensive success rate against the pass?
That's a lot to ask.
This brother's asking for way too much.
Can you be 16 in everything? Because if you could be 16 in everything, you will win the division, I think. I think this team has that
I agree.
ceiling.
Wow.
And now, that's not me predicting they'll win the division.
Yeah.
Because they're coming from a spot in which all those numbers I said, they were basically 32 in all of them. They were the worst defense in the NFL last year. Abysmal against the run. With Derrick Brown injured for the entire year, he played one fucking game. They had a level of talent that wasn't just the worst in the NFL defensively. It was like, damn, would Alabama score 50 on them? Like,
No.
they were like, this is not an NFL level defensive talent right now with Derrick Brown out. Like, it was Derrick Brown, J.C. Horn, and a bunch of guys. And that's being rude because there's other guys, obviously. But it felt like it was a few stars, and obviously one was gone, and a level of defensive talent that you didn't even have a chance on a given game to stop the run. It was impossible. They went out and they addressed that. They threw so much money into that. The level of money they spent to stop the run is crazy. They got Bobby Brown, they got Wharton, they got Morik, they said, you are not going to get 5 yards per carry on us this year. We guarantee it. And they spent 2 premium draft picks in the 2nd and 3rd round on edge rushers in Princely and Scorton, who I think Nick Scorton can be a star edge rusher for them. So If that happens and they stop the run with all the defensive acquisitions and free agency,
Man.
Scoreton can be an edge rusher 1. Hopefully Princely can, become an edge rusher 2 as the season goes on. It's a lot to ask from 2 rookies. But if they can be just good enough defensively to be average in every way, this offense, I think, will be at a place that they can win 10 games with an average defense.
Dude, teams ran it up their throat last year in a disrespectful manner too. Like they were like every single team was like,
disrespectful to the throat.
Seen Carolina Panthers were running every single fucking time, no matter what, and they were like the worst run defense by a fucking gap, bro. It's a huge gap, huge gap.
They were 179 rushing games per play allowed last year. I mean, rushing yards per game.
Jesus,
179
Christ.
yards per game from the run. Who do you think number 2 was? The Saints. What do you think their number was?
150.
141.
Yeah,
that's an insane gap, bro.
38 more yards than the Saints.
That's a
You
gap.
almost gave up 200 yards on the ground. You almost gave up an MVP AP on the ground to everyone.
How many yards can I run against these guys, man?
45
I'm not a small
at least.
Dude. Damn, all right.
So yeah, man, just be competent defensively. And I obviously having Brown back to pair with the other Brown, the Brown and Brown law firm down low will be good enough. Their secondary should be better. If you can just be good enough, I have all the faith in the world. And Dave Canales, Tedrow McMillan is exciting me. I know I said earlier, don't take away too much from training camp.
Yeah.
Every touchdown I
You
see from
bought
him,
it.
I'm like, oh, I'm ready. I'm excited.
Calm down.
Scratch him. I need more.
Calm
And I say that
feel
because
you.
he's on my dynasty team, so I'm very excited.
Yeah.
But I fully believe in Ted McMillan.
Okay.
Chuba Hubbard was good last year. Bryce Young showed us in about 6 games that he can be good. We'll see if that continues. I fully believe in Dave Canales. They addressed our offensive line last year. There's not a ton of holes offensively to me.
Okay.
I like
Yeah,
this.
I can agree to that. Similar to Ted McMillan, of course, they're going to be heavily reliant on him because he's going to make Bryce Young's life so much
Hopefully.
easier. The Atlanta Falcons also rely on 2 rookies heavily. And my question is, can James Pierce and Jalen Walker fix their pass rush? We all know during the NFL draft, they gave up a lot. They gave up a lot.
A controversial move, to say the least.
Yeah, exactly. They gave up a lot, and a lot of people feel gutsy. They feel proud about what the Falcons did, considering like where these guys come from and how bad their pass rush was. To go ahead and make such an all-in move. A lot of people's jobs are literally on the line for what I've been reading, and so. Of course, like these guys are top of the class for their reason, but the expectation for them to go ahead and at least make them slightly above average, decent, is a lot. A lot.
They basically said offensively, we got our pieces. We didn't do a whole lot in free agency or the draft to make their offense better. They said our offensive ceiling will rise as Michael Penix rises. Fair enough. I don't know if that's smart, but fair enough.
Yeah.
I see the vision. Okay. And to trade your first round pick from next year and your second round pick from this year to move back in the first round and pick James Pierce Jr., a prospect that isn't a safe pass rushing prospect by any means.
Yeah.
Like he is a raw pass rusher that people believe can harness his athleticism and become a star potentially. That's why he went in the first round, but there's also reasons he was available at the end of the first round when they traded up for him. Jalen Walker is not even for sure an edge rusher. This guy is an athlete that can be used as a coverage linebacker, used as an edge rusher. They got to figure out the right role for him. But they almost are forced to pigeonhole him, at least as a rookie, into being an edge rusher. Because the only way for this defense to be great is for these 2 guys to be studs and give an elite pass rushing duo. Because God knows they're not getting it from the guys in the roster before.
Exactly. They have no like real bodies or proven guys.
That's so much pressure for 2 guys that aren't even like day one ready to play and dominate on the edge type of prospects. Like they're great prospects and deserve to be taken in this range, but they're not carry our defense from day one type of guys.
I have some trivia for you guys.
Okay.
What year was the last time that the Falcons had a player get 10 sacks?
Oh shit. I'm gonna say 2005.
Surely it's not that long.
Got to be that long.
I mean, they made the Super Bowl.
I
Surely
mean,
they
it's not 20 years long.
Oh, okay.
Surely they, at least from 2020.
2016.
Oh shit.
Damn.
It hasn't been 20 years, but it's been basically a decade.
Who was in 2016?
Vic Beasley.
Shout out Vic
that makes
Beasley.
sense,
I'm
yeah.
talking about a speed edge rusher. He didn't have too many good years.
Yeah.
He had a couple.
So it's been 10 years since they've had a guy
God, since Vic Beasley.
get 10 plus sacks. This has been an issue. And so that's why, like, whenever we talked about it, I respect the aggression because you clearly know we can't spend another year without going all in. And the fact that you spent a first round draft pick last year on Michael Penix Jr., you know that you had to go in this year and really double down and try to take every shot that you felt like you had to take. So that's why, again, the deal, it is crazy. It is a lot to give up. But if it works, if you get 1.5, competent pass rushers here, you can do some things, and especially in this division where it's going to be winnable, and having that pass rush is obviously going to raise your ceiling. Listen, you guys are right. It's the question, and I do hope for their sake that at least one of them works out.
I hope they both work out, because if it does, it's cool as fuck. I'm gonna be watching this team a lot, just because it's cool as hell to have 2 potential star first round pick edge rushers. Like, there's nothing I enjoy more than watching a team with 2 elite edge rushers. It's one of the most fun things to see if it works. If it doesn't work, it's gonna be sad, because you're like, damn, that's their only path to being viable in this division.
Yeah,
It's sad, man.
All right, who has the Saints?
I have the Saints.
What is your question about the worst team in the NFL?
Can you have a top 15 offensive line?
Interesting.
That's the. I don't give a damn about their quarterback battle. That's one of the worst quarterback battles of all time.
Damn.
This is a good one, because obviously they're going to draft a quarterback next year.
Yeah.
So if they can solidify some protection, so whoever comes in next year has a good situation, that's the thing to watch for sure.
And we've known that they have been playing some crazy money laundering games when it comes to the cap and, pushing out all the void years, all that stuff. The one place that they have been actually building and trying to do the correct way is their offensive line. Since 2020, they have 4 picks that they've spent on 4 first round picks that they've spent on the offensive line, including this year. So it's clearly something that they know, if we're going to be a good team, we have to be good in the trenches. We have to be good on the line, and let's actually do that. And so this year, you take Kelvin Banks, and right, you put him at left tackle. Then you take Fuaga, who was playing left tackle last year. You move him to right tackle. Your right tackle from last year, Taylor Penning, you're taking him from right tackle, and you are putting him at left guard.
Yeah.
And so that is the sign, right? Whenever you see somebody going from tackle to guard, it's like, hey man, last chance. But you have guys who are 6'5", 6'6", 300 pounds. You're taking them from the outside, putting them on the inside. Again, you have 4 first round picks. Can you guys be solid? Because at least, listen, they were a top 10 run blocking unit in terms of like PFF grades. They were bottom 10, or they were top 10 in run blocking, last in pass blocking.
Damn, not even bottom 10, last.
Yeah,
last crazy.
Last in pass blocking.
And that's why you drafted Calvin Banks, so that makes sense.
Exactly. And so now that you have yet another first round pick, first round talent, you've done all of this shuffling around. Can that be a strength of your team, and can you get to be average? If that's the case, okay,
They're cooking something.
Again, very little. It's like frying a piece of bologna. You're not really cooking, but you are heating up food, and that is a good direction to go.
Yeah. There's conduction going on. There's heat being transferred from metal
exactly.
to meat. Okay, that concludes our Saints talk. Can you get a good protection plan so when you draft Sellers or Nessmeyer next year, they have some protection for them?
Smart move.
Let's move over to the NFC West, close out this conference. Donovan, what is your first team? Let's keep it going.
My first team. Oh, my only team, the LA Rams.
Okay.
So my question is, how consistent will Stafford and the offense be? Which is now, how healthy will he be?
Yep.
That sucks.
That's the real question.
I love that all summer you've been soft launching Rams hate, or just at least Rams skepticism, which is probably the fair way to put it. And now we're getting more details coming out that Matthew Stafford's back is not good, and they're really downplaying the badness of it. So,
so like, again,
before we get into this, tell us your thesis first before we get into this specific injury.
So my entire thesis about the Rams has been they had a so one, going into the playoffs, the Rams were the team that a lot of people were like, oh, you don't really want to play them, and they beat Sam Darnold. Fantastic. Then they go to Philly, losing that game big time, almost come back, and people have hung on to the fact that they almost beat the Super Bowl champions. And now coming into this year, it's like, okay, you swapped out Cooper Kupp for Devontae Adams. They're going to make the run. You're going to do it. However, going into the playoffs, the 3 games prior were not good. They did not have a viable offense. So I was like, that's kind of what they were all season long. Like, they were very inconsistent. And now you're going to add another year onto this quarterback who doesn't really move like that, who isn't like a mobile quarterback. Are we sure that this is going to work out and that they're going to win this division where all these other teams have pretty competent and like really good skills, like that's a very, very big ask.
And that's what you were already asking that all summer. And then yesterday we got this report, or maybe it was today, I forgot. Sources: Rams QB Matthew Stafford is dealing with an aggravated disc and has received an epidural to help him deal with it.
Oh no, it's over, man.
That is what you give to pregnant women when their back hurts because they have a human being in their belly that is making their back deal with pressure that is unnatural to their bones. That is putting a needle in your back and relieving pressure. That is what he's currently going through. And back issues are not new to Matthew Stafford. This isn't something that came out of nowhere. He's been dealing with back issues for a few years. Guy's getting old. Guy's been hit a lot of times.
And I don't like that.
Fair.
I don't like that.
And they're calling him week to week. They're being cautious, but their plan is for him to be ready for week 1. They've been saying that a lot, and they pretty much say he's not going to practice the whole training camp. Even if he is available for week 1, and let's say that their cautious but optimistic approach is the right one and he's ready to play, that's still tough. I mean, granted, he's a veteran, doesn't need training camp as much as some guys, but anybody that misses training camp and then jumps into play, even when no matter how long you've been with the team, long you've been in the NFL, there's going to be new players on your team that you got to learn to gel with. Devontae Adams is there now. They're both vets, so they'll figure it out, but that's not a good place to start from.
And it's really, so like the Rams, and especially like Sean McVay, they never played their starters in preseason games. He's like, I don't even care about this for you guys. It really is a matter of like the backups and filling out the depth and all that. What they normally do is the starters are going to play in the joint practices leading up to the preseason games.
That's Peyton Manning. Oh, no, man.
This guy said, Matthew Stafford this season, it's a picture of Peyton Manning when he won a Super Bowl being the 25th best quarterback in the league that year.
Dude, he was so bad. The other day,
but this is a good point, though, because he's saying that they could still win with Matthew Stafford being old. And that's why the Rams are interesting, because if you tell me there's a world where he's good enough and they get by having their elite receivers, that Stafford gets the ball in their hands, their defense takes a step forward, a verse is DPOY level defender, everything comes together around Stafford. You tell me this team's in the conference championships, I will believe you. But if you tell me that he sucks ass and Garoppolo plays and the Rams are the 5th pick in the draft, I would also believe you.
And honestly, and this has been my entire thing, is that when you are 37, 38 years old, we have all been tricked by Tom Brady and LeBron James and thinking that people can play into their 40s and be as great as they want to be. And even Brady at 40 didn't want to get hit. Kirk Cousins last year did not want to get hit. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to do that. The same thing could happen for Matthew Stafford this year. And even if you go back and you look at the entire season last year, the Rams had 11 games where they scored 21 or fewer points.
Yeah.
Their points per game average was bottom 11.
Tough,
they were 20th in the league. So you're already talking about a team that offensively didn't have the juice that you may think that they had. And now we're coming into this year where one hit, this might end up more like Tony Romo than Peyton Manning, where Tony Romo had a back injury and kind of played through it, and he was very tough and did all that stuff. He got hit in preseason, and then his career was done. Dak Prescott comes in, the rest is history. That could very well.
Jimmy or Garoppolo, it's your time to shine.
Devontae Adams will fight him before the season is over if he has to play an entire season. How healthy Stafford is, I am extreme. I was already like very worried about it. Like I think before these last like week and a half or so, probably at like 7.5 out of 10. Yeah. Personally, I'm 10 out of 10. Worried about what this year can look like.
This is the ultimate boom bust team,
man.
And this division is one of 3 divisions I think in the league right now that is insanely competitive. And I think there's essentially no way to predict what the order will be, even at 1. It's like this: the AFC West and the NFC North can go any direction, any combination, and I won't be shocked. Chiefs are different, but the rest of those divisions can be in any order.
Yeah.
This could be the domino that really puts things in shape if Stafford's not available and this team is just 4th, and then everything else kind of builds around that.
I love that you use the word unavailable because that is the team. That is a theme for my next team.
Okay, what's your team?
The 49ers. Because good God, my biggest question for them is, are their weapons going to stay healthy enough to win?
Probably not.
the list of just like things that went wrong to pivotal pieces of their team, whether it be Christian McCaffrey, who just basically missed the entirety of the year. And also on top of that too, he's right around the age of, I think he's 29, 30 years old, something like that, where you see like a steep decline and drop off at his position. Then there you got the Brandon Ayuk's and he's coming off an ACL tear. So there's just so many things. I didn't even talk about Juan Jennings, who is battling My bad. Juwan. Juwan Jennings is
He's
battling.
Puerto Rican now.
Yeah, obviously apparently he has a calf injury.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan was asked about that because Juwan Jennings is also trying to get a new contract. And they were like, do you think that is business related or injury related?
Get
He
the fuck
said,
outta here.
he tells me it's a calf. So that was his response.
Dude,
he
that's
tells
so
me it's
weird.
his calf.
Their entire season, even more than I don't know if it's even more than the LA Rams, but their entire season, just like the Rams, is entirely contingent on health.
Yep. Yeah, because they're not a particularly deep team right now. Isaac Garindo is also hurt for a few weeks and missed rest training camp. Their backup running back. They let Jordan Mason walk. So running back room is looking thin now. Well, McCaffrey's healthy for now, so it's not looking thin. But you got to pencil in half an injury for McCaffrey to start the season. So it's essentially looking thin because it's like a flip of a coin every year. If you look at his last 5 seasons, there's played 13 games, played 2 games, played 1 game, played 16, played 1. Like, it's either he plays the whole season or like not at all. He rarely has an up and down year.
The man was out in Germany getting treatments. I'm nervous. And even on top of all that, Trent Williams played 10 games last year. And that he's also another one where, because their offensive line is not great, when Trent Williams is not there, it really looks bad.
He's 37.
Yeah, and people don't do on-off numbers like they do in the NFL because it doesn't work that way for like the NBA. If they had on-off stats, Trent Williams would be the ultimate on-off guy because when he's there versus when he's not there, this O-line is completely different.
And so we're already, all the names that we've said, Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, CMC, Trent Williams, we're naming guys that if they are not there and we have to go to...
Don't forget Garindo.
If we have to... It's just stupid. If we have to go through the list and now we are relying on our backups again, the same thing can happen.
It just feels like...
that happened last year where you have another like year where everything just is kind of wasted.
It honestly just feels like we're all waiting for them to turn onto the next leaf, onto the next chapter. And... Of course, like things are going to be...
Brock, carry us.
Exactly. Exactly. It feels like it's that territory.
I kind of have some faith that he can do a little more heavy lifting than he's done in past years. I kind of feel like he has developed well in the pocket. So I feel decent about that element of it. But he can only lift so much. Like CMC has to be there. With the Ayuk not playing the beginning of the year, even if Juwan Jennings, his calf is magically healed when he gets his $15 million a year that they're going to give him, even if that goes well and he's there and you have him, Pearsall, you still have Kittle, let's say the O-line is relatively healthy, I have faith that Brock can carry a little bit more, but only so much. Like CMC has to be the bedrock there, has to be the dynamic receiving threat coming out of the backfield. I don't know if I feel good about that.
That run game, obviously, you feel good about any running back that plays for the Niners because like Kyle Shanahan is going to figure out a way to do it. But it is also very nice that like they had Jordan Mason last year.
Yeah.
And so now like everything is really, really shaky.
And Garindo can be that to me. Garindo can run the ball in that scheme, in that wide zone scheme, completely fine, just like Jordan Mason could. But there's a gigantic difference between a good enough running back running behind a Kyle Shanahan scheme and CMC as a passing threat out of the backfield.
Yeah.
What he does to the passing game as a blocker, as a release valve, as a vertical weapon, in all assets of the passing game,
Ridiculously valuable.
he's one of the best passing running backs of all time. Like that is not an exaggeration. They need him there.
Ooh, it's going to go south. It might go south.
It's likely to go south.
Yeah.
It's likely to begin south. I have the Cardinals as my next team. Question here is, can year 2 Marvin Harrison single-handedly level up this offense? Because they are very similar to the Falcons that we said, where they invested all their assets this summer to making that defense better and building off of what they showed in the second half of the season, where they catapulted to being a top 15 defense after a rough start. And I do have faith their defense will be very good. I might pick them to win this division off the strength of that defense. Offensively, they did jack shit. They did nothing of meaningful value to change this offensive complexion. They're going to continue to run through James Conner. They're going to continue to play Kyler Murray ball. And they can continue to hope and pray that Marvin Harrison is ready to single-handedly be the difference maker between them being a good offense last year that didn't have the versatility as a passing offense to really win deep versus them being a true contender because he is that superstar level wide receiver. And in large part, it's not really up to him, I think.
Yeah.
It's really up to Drew Petzing. And if Drew Petzing is going to put Marvin Harrison in a better position to succeed, because obviously Marvin Harrison put on a lot of weight this summer, maybe he'll be a bigger, faster, stronger threat that can win vertically if they want him to, can be that jump ball guy that can just clear out and dominate along the sideline. But they also need to do better at putting him in motion, using him in more versatile ways, and not saying, plant your ass there in the X, go straight, run comebacks, win like a 1995 receiver. They can't do that again.
Nope.
You need Drew Petzing to be creative.
I drafted you in the top 10 for a reason. You better show me why we invested all this time.
You better be Randy Moss. You better run past your guy every time. And I think he can do that. He can play that role. But I hope they made the realization that they need to use his interior route running better. Run him on digs, put him in motion, let him do deep crosses across the middle of the field, treat him like he's CeeDee Lamb, and use him in a variety of ways that take advantage of the fact that not only is he a physical specimen, he is a ridiculously developed route technician. That was what made him special in college. Not just that he can head top people, is that he is incredible as a route runner, like most OSU wide receivers are. And I don't know if I have faith in that, but that'll be the question that decides their ceiling, is of whether or not Marvin Harrison plus Drew Petzing can come together as a tandem to unlock Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, if there's a serious leap, there's a world where like they win a playoff game. If not, like they can still win the NFC West and maybe not win a playoff game, even if everything still is a little bit. I do agree with you. Now they don't have to move him around like crazy, but like, can we get
some?
Can we get 5% more creative? Like, I do wonder what the line is for how much differently they want to deploy him this year.
I haven't gotten the sense they want to deploy him differently at all.
Right. And like just what the, like in their minds when they have these meetings, what the balance is in their head about how to use him and where to put him on the field and all this other stuff.
From listening to what things they're saying, maybe Cardinals fans can tell me better. They're listening to every single interview that Drew Petzing does at the stand more than me. It seems like the answer is Marvin Harrison, get bigger, faster, stronger, get ready to win more. Kyler Murray, get better chemistry with him.
Yeah.
That feels like the bigger takeaway, which is a big takeaway. They do need to get better at both those things. Marvin Harrison is not without blame. Kyler Murray is definitely not without blame. But I haven't heard enough that I'm like, yeah, they want to unlock the usage of Marvin Harrison and use him in the slot substantially more.
That's very funny. It's so football. Like, bro, just go win. Like, what are you doing?
Just go be AJ Brown, stupid.
That's crazy.
There's a guy route him up, please. Please.
He's way more CD than he is AJ Brown to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they disagree. Maybe he disagrees. I don't know. We'll see. But that'll be the deciding factor.
Yeah.
God damn.
And I think, do I also have the Seahawks?
You do.
I do also have the Seahawks. I'm doubling up here. Question for the Seahawks is, can Clint Kubiak scheme past their offensive talent issues?
Man, you better hope.
And when I say talent issues, I really mean fit issues.
Yeah.
They have two wide receivers making a good amount of money this year. Jackson Smith and Jigba, who was their first round pick a couple years ago, and Cooper Kupp, who they signed in free agency. Those are their linchpins in the wide receiver room. They are both predominantly slot receivers. Much has been made about that. They play the same position. They occupy the same parts of the field. Jackson became a star last year off of being the most productive slot receiver in the NFL. He led the NFL in yards from the slot. He's a star there. They're going to have to, say Clint Kubiak, can you use your compressed sets that you use for the Saints where the receivers are closer to the linemen and kind of everybody's a slot receiver when you run that type of condensed set? Can you use that and make the most of their skill sets and not have to have a, traditional X receiver out there? 2, can Jackson play X receiver and play on the outside more and be just as proficient? Does he not need a DK Metcalf to open things up? Can he be the open upper for other people? Does Cooper Kupp have stuff left in the tank? That's not even getting to the offensive line issues. They just have a lot of question marks. And to me, the answer will be, is Clint Kubiak that guy to figure it out?
I think that's why you go get somebody like Cooper Kupp, because he's still going to block a little bit.
True. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you are trying to be versatile and you are trying to scheme around things, one of the best things that you can do is have everybody. It's a real collective effort. We're going to do it as a team. And like Cooper Kupp being able to block the way that he does can open up the run game, can then set up Sam Darnold to do a lot more play action things. And then you can start being a lot more versatile and start thinking about an offense in Seattle that is more equipped to what Clint Kubiak wants to do. So I do think that from that perspective, I do think it could work, because I think Cooper Kupp will have a very defined role, not only in the pass game, but also in the run game.
Yeah. And you better pray Gray Zabel is a star left guard off rip, so you can have a passable interior offensive line, which was not passable last year. Geno Smith did a ton of heavy lifting under pressure to make that passing game go. We'll see if Sam Darnold can do that. I don't think passing under pressure in a consistent read the field type of manner is necessarily his biggest strong suit. He has some good numbers under pressure last year in terms of big time throws, because he was lobbing that bitch to Justin Jefferson. But it'll be a lot to ask him to deal with a so-so offensive line. I don't feel like Abraham Lucas and Charles Cross is that's like the 18th or 19th best tackle duo in the league.
That is a tackle duo in the NFL.
That is one of the tackle duos in the league. So they have a low floor offensively. And I do feel like Clint Kubiak is one of the next special offensive play callers. So I do think he's the type of play caller that can get you from low floor to solid 60th percentile outcome, making the most of what he has. But it's TBD. It's not a guarantee.
They feel like the most shaky team out of this division, out of every division right now.
Which is funny because we
far.
named a lot of shaky ass motherfucking teams.
I know, yeah.
But defensively, they're going to be fucking dominant. So that they probably have a higher floor overall. But offensively, the floor could definitely fall off from under them.
Yeah.
But they're probably, just because they don't have the depth and health issues as some of these other teams you mentioned, I feel better about them being who they are more than I do the Rams or 49ers. But that offense, man, they could be first or fourth.
Okay.
I like that. You also, I think you also feel like that because Sam Darnold is the quarterback and not Geno. And
Very
like,
true.
Who knows?
And we've had all summer of saying like, wow, they downgraded so much at quarterback. And so like that's also part of the thing. But yeah, this whole division, like you said, it's very up and down.
Okay. Let's move over to the AFC. The AFC West. Donovan, what's your team?
I have the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay.
And my question for them is, can they capitalize on their schedule? Because the Raiders, their defense is going to be what it is, right? It wasn't a great defense last year. They just traded Ja'Cory Bennett to the Eagles. Shout out to us, you know what I'm saying? And but they traded him to get Thomas Booker IV because Christian Wilkins was out here kissing people and people didn't like that.
Oh
right?
yeah, I remember that.
And so then they got rid of him. And so now your D-line is really, really shaky.
And it was already shaky before, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, damn sure.
And so you had Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins, but then you had the incident. and now it's really just Max Crosby and that's it.
And NPCs.
And so the defense, it's going to be what it is. Offensively, obviously that's where we think that they're going to take the leap. But a lot of times when we see teams that take big jumps, go from 5 wins to 10 wins, right? Or go from not a playoff team to a playoff team. You look at a couple things. Did they turn the ball over, right? Were they able to be somewhat efficient in the red zone? And who did they play? And the Raiders have a last place schedule. They have one of the easiest schedules. And there's at least, like, if you go through their schedule right now, like they play the Bears early on in the season. They play the Colts. They play the Titans. They play the Jags, who are always shaky. They're going to play the Browns. They're going to play the Giants at the end of the season. Those are games that, especially now that you have Geno Smith, you can look at them and say those are winnable games. And there's a very real chance that the Raiders end the season at 9-8, maybe 10-7 if everything goes well, and you end up going like 3-3 in the division and everything goes right. But that is the key. Is like you have to win those games that are actually winnable, and that is the only way that they can be the win now competitive team that people are thinking the Raiders can be.
I think my new takeaway is the Raiders hype is the most fake woke nonsense I've ever seen. And if this team isn't fourth in a division, another one of these teams, something went terribly wrong.
Potentially, yeah. But they have. So they beat the Chiefs 2 years ago, almost beat them last year. They have played them close fairly well, and so also their last game of the year is against the Chiefs. If it is normal Kansas City stuff,
They're resting
people, and so you might be able to get your Chiefs win there. Can you beat the Broncos once? Can you beat the Chargers once? Again, 3-3 in the division. Do you get your games elsewhere? Can we start to piece this together? Again, I think that 9-8 is probably where the ceiling, like the absolute ceiling. Actually, no. 10-7 is the absolute ceiling in my mind. But there is a world where they can get to the playoffs, but it comes very much via the schedule.
4 10-win teams in one division would be crazy.
That's insane.
So 9-8.
Yeah. Okay. I have 2 teams here, so I'll do my first one.
Let's do it.
Broncos. Do they have the weapons and QB to be a top 5 passing offense? Because this is going to be a top 3 defense at the worst. Very well could be the best defense in the NFL. I think it'll come down to them and the Ravens, who have stacked secondaries, and the Broncos have a damn good defensive line. They just paid Zach Allen. They gave him big money. So defensively, 0 issues. This team should be dominant defensively. Question is now, they've drafted 1,000 wide receivers in the last 2 drafts. Is it enough? Can you find 1 or 2 stars for Sean Payton to have enough juice for this team to get to the point where as a passing offense, they can be good enough to win a Super Bowl? Because that's the conversations they're in now. Everyone's sure that Bo Nix is their guy, which I understand. He is a good enough starting quarterback. Like, I disagree with the Broncos fans. I think he's like top 10 or whatever, but sure, clearly he's good enough to win games and make the playoffs. But he's also clearly not going to be some like elevating, carrying offense by himself guy. I don't even think rational Broncos fans believe that. He needs good weapons in any given year to get his style of play off.
I don't know, man. I heard word on the street is he did go ahead and fly into, I think, LA or something like that, or Vegas or something like that. And he met up with Drew Brees to like go ahead and iron out some things.
Great. Is he going to fucking attach a cord to his temple and then one to Drew Brees' temple and learn how to read defenses better because of that? I don't think so. But Cortland Sutton is a great receiver.
Yeah.
We all agree there. If Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, Devon Vele, all these guys, if one of them can become a surefire above average wide receiver 2, that'd go a long way. If RJ Harvey is a well above average running back, that'd go a long way with J.K. Dobbins as the complement. They have the O-line. They also Ingram now. Like they have a lot of options for these weapons, and they put a lot of assets into making the weapons good enough. But they're not like sure bets. It's a lot of dart throws. Will one or two of these dart throws hit? And this team, we look up and holy shit, they have 14 wins.
14?
Whatever. Like there's just a world where they win the division. Like, but there's a if Pat Bryant is Michael Thomas and he's a star, right? Like as they hope he can be, which Michael Thomas is lofty. You know what I mean? But like if he is the next like second, third round star receiver that gets found, and then he's good enough, and you have a legit firepower duo with him and Sutton. That's not impossible. This team could win the division. Like they have that type of ceiling with the level of defense they have.
Yes. There's also, I don't know. I don't think I'm not skeptical of the Broncos because I think that they're bad. They're in a division with the Chiefs and with the Chargers, who are obviously going to be competent. And I think that at least I do think that the Raiders can get at least one of the two games against them. And so this is going to be arguably, and it may shake out to be like that, the toughest division in the NFL.
And they can win it if their skill players are like dominant. If they have one or two dart hits at throw, they legitimately could win it. Again, I'm going to pick the Chiefs. In a few weeks, we're going to do predictions. I will put the Chiefs 1.
Yeah.
But I will also put the Broncos 2. And it will be a 2 that like 1 is possible.
That's a tall task. Task.
Again, I'm not predicting it, but that's a question for them. Like they have that type of ceiling. It's in play.
It is. I got to see something from Bo Nix. I don't even think it's.
What do you mean by something? You sound like you're not like sold on him.
Because I think that that the offense last year had to be remade a little bit, and I want to see him.
There was training wheels,
yeah, and so I want to see some of that stuff get taken off a little bit, and so yeah, I got to see some. I got to see some a little bit,
and that's
more.
why I put and QB just to be safe, because he could also be the reason why this changes. He could also elevate and prove me wrong, and he can beat this deciding factor instead of the weapons.
Do you think that Bo Nix? Because obviously some Broncos fans are already there. You think Bo Nix has top 10?
Fuck no.
Ceiling?
No. I mean,
so I'm going
to say this. I don't mean to slight this time. He could be top 10 the same way Jalen Hurts can be top 10, where it's like best case scenario, he can execute, right? Like that's possible, right? Like he could get there in that way.
Super Bowls mean nothing. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean that's why he's there, because he succeeded, right? Like he's in the right environment. He's elevates, uses his strengths, but he has his weaknesses.
No.
That could happen. If you tell me that if they get their AJ Brown and they win a goddamn Super Bowl off of the best defense in the league,
we just get AJ Brown. We just get the third best receiver.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what needed for Hurts, right? Like, he could elevate in that type of way. He could elevate in that type of way.
Bunch of backhands.
I'm not even trying to be backhand away. Like, if there's requisite levels of elite talent, Bo Nix can be good enough, and then you can reward good outcome by saying he's like the 10th best quarterback in the league. That's possible. I don't think he's gonna be 10th quarterback in the league in the same way that whoever else, name of 10 CJ Stroud is. I don't think it's gonna be that type of leap where he carries an offense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny enough, so many fans.
I hate you so much.
I wasn't even doing it as a diss. Like, that's the mold he would be
hit you in your jaw, hit you in your knee, man. Kicked you in your chest. That was hilarious. So many slights.
That wasn't even an insult.
Yeah.
Eagles fans convinced themselves that being good enough was an insult.
Man, I've been assaulted constantly through all platforms, bro, by specifically Broncos fans. They've been listing me essays. They've gone on such long tangents in my DMs about why I should be a Broncos fan, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, with the way they've been hyping up Bo Nix, it has me thinking like, oh shit, like he might be able to break into the top 10. So it was interesting to hear you guys talk about how
let's get a playoff win. Let's do that.
Exactly.
Let's read the middle of the field. How about we do that? How about we
Yeah,
be confident in the ways that great quarterbacks have to be competent? He's really good at his strengths. Again,
Yeah.
I always use the Jalen Hurts thing because Jalen Hurts is also limited middle of the field, but really good using his legs, throws a good deep ball, can do the sideline stuff. I see Bo Nix in a very similar light. But
Okay.
obviously he could develop and get better with middle of the field, so it's possible. But I think that's the mold he has to be on, where he has to be
Yeah.
the best sideline thrower in the league and be like dominant there like Jalen Hurts is with his weapons.
Yeah.
And then obviously the legs are the legs.
Yeah, the brothers. He feels like, I know he's 25. He feels like he's 30. You
Why?
know?
25 is
Just
old
like,
for rookies.
Like
so,
he
yeah.
moves like that?
No, like he's just an old rookie. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, obviously it's very, very true. Like people can develop whenever, but like we talk about Bo Nix and you're saying develop it. I'm like, yeah, right. But like-
Yeah. Hey, he's a good quarterback, clearly. But
Yeah.
I think he's
yeah,
just by
for sure.
nature of age, he's probably closer to a ceiling than like a Drake May or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Who's next? in this
I
division?
can go ahead and go next because I had similar questions about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm.
Are their weapons, again, explosive enough to let Pat cook? I feel like,
This is a division of weapons.
yeah, exactly. I feel like watching just the conversation around
Mhm.
Pat just like evolve over the last, let's say, 2-3 years.
Mhm.
People make it seem like he is not the same player at all, which he's not to a degree because of injuries that he's sustained and all that. And also, more importantly than that, like the context of his team and all the weapons that's been, whether they've been out due to injury or just natural like free agency stuff or whatever it is, people make it seem like he completely fell off. And I think that his superpower has been damn near like neutralized. And
Yeah.
when I see a couple of games and highlight footage of this team, I almost compare it to basketball as if like, can you imagine what Klay Thompson would look like without any like passers or without any like good screeners around him?
Mhm.
Will he be able to go ahead and like cook and show his skill set the best? And when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, he hasn't been able to cook and show his skill set the best because there's been so many inconsistencies throughout their offensive pass
You know what it
catchers.
is? He has no spacing.
Mm.
He's out there like Palo Banquero, throwing around the rock throwers, brick hands.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it is. Like, they don't have a vertical passing attack last year at all
Mhm.
because they had no spacing. They had no people that can win vertically. Obviously, Xavier Worthy, they drafted the fastest receiver in the draft, but he came in as a gadget guy and back half of the season, I think, developed and became a little more of a deep threat. Hopefully, he'll be that this year. But Rasheed Rice was out the whole year. Travis Kelce, Ole Yeller, it's about that time. They definitely, over the past 2 years, have not had the requisite talent to let Pat do Pat things and look like the best quarterback in the league. So,
Yeah.
goes without being said, that is clearly their deciding factor this year.
Yeah, I think that the weapons that they have are explosive enough. Even last year, like the thing that in my mind was really just the offensive line play, because even early on in the year, there were moments where Xavier Worthy like won downfield. There were opportunities for him and Pat to connect downfield and have explosive plays. Now they weren't on the same page in terms of like Worthy and figuring out where he was on the field or him like making rookie mistakes.
That is very
But
true.
in terms of this play is like successful and you have beaten your man and I can get the throw off, those opportunities were there. I do think that what we talked about last week with Josh Simmons, and like if he is who they say he is, then everything's fine. We've seen Patrick Mahomes be explosive with like Juju Smith-Schuster and with like Justin Watson and players like that, to where if you have, even if it is just an older Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy, because Rasheed Rice is going to be suspended and we'll see. Hollywood Brown is already hurt, whatever.
Always hurt.
Even if it is just Xavier Worthy, if he can get the protection, I think
That
they're
is
fine.
very true. Yeah,
I think he's
Nah.
okay.
that might
they-
even be the bigger question.
They need Rice and Hollywood Brown, bro. That group is not good enough.
Dude, he got touched the most.
Worthy's nice. Worthy's
I
nice.
agree.
And I do think that like
Worthy weighs 185.
that's fine. That's fine. If we're talking about like, especially second half of the year, whenever they were able to use Worthy in a more diverse way and not just say run straight.
Yeah.
Now that opens up everything. So I think him going into year 2 kind of solves a lot of that. And then again, like I said, like even early on, him just figuring out, okay, am I catching the ball on my left shoulder or my right shoulder? Like his tracking wasn't great early on. Him figuring out, where just straight placement on downfield throws, that wasn't well. Mahomes also, he has to be better, but I do think that he's gonna be locked in, whatever, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It will be better on a simple nature of those two guys will be better.
Rasheed Rice being available changes everything to me.
Mm.
And then if we need one of Hollywood Brown or rookie Jalen Royals to be confident on the outside.
I don't even care about Hollywood
I do.
Brown.
They need one of those guys. If you can have one of them, hopefully it's Jalen Royals, so we don't got to worry about Hollywood Brown's legs that are never healthy. If Jalen Royals can be good as a rookie, then you have Rasheed Rice in the middle and Worthy doing his speed receiver stuff on the outside. That is enough to me. But I think they desperately need some form of healthy receivers for the first time in 2 years.
Yeah, I for sure agree. Seeing I just feel bad about the reason why Patrick Mahomes hasn't been able to not live up to expectation, but be the guy over the last few years, especially last year. And
it's not his fault.
No, yeah, exactly. Knowing that, his deep ball suffered tremendously, obviously, because he got touched the most last year, bro. He had 36. He took 36 sacks last year, which is by far the most of his entire NFL career. And so seeing all he's not getting no help in the back end and the front end. And at that point, you just have to think about where are the advantages coming
and he
from?
needs to get in the back end. It's 100% necessary. Speaking of not his fault, let's move on to the last team in this division. The Los Angeles Chargers. Third weapons pick of this division. Can their rookie weapons transform the offense is the biggest question. Their defense was the top 3 defense in the league last year, inexplicably, despite not being extremely talented. I think they'll still be a great defense. There will be some drop from there just because it's really hard to be a consistent top 5 defense when it's based off coaching and not necessarily superstar talent. So I think they'll be a top 10, maybe top 12 worst case scenario defense. That'll still be their bedrock, but I'm not expecting the defense to carry them the same way as they did last year. And their biggest weakness isn't their weapons, as much as it seems like. It's the fact that their interior offensive line is one of the worst in the goddamn NFL. I didn't put that as a question mark in terms of can their interior offensive line be good enough? Because the question's no. The answer is no. Their interior offensive line will be dog shit.
No.
Bradley Bozeman is a terrible center. He will start at center for them. They will have the worst left guard and center duo of any good team in the NFL. That will be a thing they have to overcome. So the question is, can these rookies along the perimeter and at the running back position and at the tight end position, can they be good enough to overcome said god-awful offensive line? That's the question mark. Because they have a lot of dart throws in the same way I said about the Broncos. 2nd round pick Trey Harris, 1st round pick Omari and Hampton, 5th round pick Keandre Lambert-Smith, and 5th round pick Oronde Gadsden. That is a lot of tantalizing rookies that have a lot of speed, vertical threat, power in Hampton. And I feel pretty good about all those prospects. I think they could all be good. History says they won't all be good. That would be a generational draft to select 5 great offensive players, which has been done before. But history says 1 or 2 of them will miss. They need at least 2, maybe 3 of those guys to hit and be legit above average starters, maybe even stars in the case of Hampton as a rookie, for this team to really have a conference championship ceiling. Because that interior offensive line will hold their offense back if they don't have one of the better, collection of weapons.
Nice.
Why you sound like you sick of it?
I don't know what he's getting at.
I think he's thinking that it doesn't matter at all.
No, I mean it does. It does matter. I think that their weapons do have to perform, but they just signed Keenan Allen. Shout out to him, mentor. But
thank God Jalen Reagor is not the veteran in that wide receiver room.
Wait, what's wrong with him?
He's a bust.
Oh.
Donovan knows. He's an Eagles draft pick from 2017? No, later than that. 2019 or 20? What was it?
Whatever draft the Justin Jefferson draft.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, but
21.
Because the Eagles took Jalen Reagor before Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Like 1 pick before.
Why did I say 17? It's not that
That's
old.
crazy.
It's a stupid ass.
I would take off the S. And it's not even about any of the receivers that anybody after the 1st round, it does not matter. This is about Omari and Hampton. And and the answer is yes. This guy is amazing. Omari Hampton is gonna be fantastic. And we talked about him being the breakout player and the fact that people are talking about Genty, and is Genty gonna be, this day 1 star running back? I think that is gonna be Omari and Hampton. And I think that because of that, everything else will fall in line. Those other guys don't even have to be stars. They just have to be competent in whatever role that Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh are using them in, because the combination of Herbert and Hampton is going to and
McConkey.
Yeah.
My boy Lad.
Every time I say McConkey, I feel like I'm saying a slur.
McConkey. But
Get over there, McConkey.
Yeah,
Those goddamn McConkeys.
those three guys are going to carry, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, and those guys will carry for them to be like good enough to win games and make the playoffs. But if they have deeper aspirations of building off of last year,
Oh yeah, I mean, well, that's just like not going to happen. Like the conference championship is not going to happen. But like,
I mean, again, within I agree. I'm not going to pick him to do that. But if Trey Harris or Keandre Lambert-Smith can be breakout stars as a rookie, and I'm using star loosely, not like one of the best in the league, but you know what a star looks like for a rookie season breakout way, then this team has legitimate ceiling, because then you have I don't know, if Keandre Lambert-Smith or Trey Harris, pick whichever one you have more faith in, can be the 35th best receiver in the league, then you have two great receivers, Keenan Allen in the middle. You'll have a good run game, assuming Hampton is who we think he is. You'll have a top 7 quarterback at worst. Like, if your defense is still top 7 or whatever, that's a legit contender. But that's a lot of faith being put on a collection of rookies that you never want to put faith in rookies in general, but to have like all your chips in a rookie basket, it's a bit scary.
Yeah, like you said, it just doesn't happen like that. To where like
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, the second round hit. Oh damn, the 5th rounder hit. Oh damn, all these late round picks hitting. It is extremely, extremely rare.
Well,
and then
not extremely rare. You see transformative draft classes happen from time to time. Not 100% hit rate,
but not in year one of like, oh, all of these guys are gonna hit at the same time, and now we just like have revamped this entire thing. I do think that is a little bit
it's lofty. It's lofty.
Those expectations are very high. I don't think that's the case.
That does happen more than you think, though. I'm not saying like you have 5 superstars, but in terms of you have 5 high level starters that are not high level, but like 5 starters, which is a lot to ask for a 5th round pick. That happens from time to time. You see transformative draft class. That happened last year with the Chargers, low key.
Again, the bar is not high for their receiver group. So like we're saying that like they're going to be starters for the Chargers. Yes. Can they start on 20 of the other teams? And again, like 14 teams make the playoffs. Would they start on the other 13 playoff teams? We'll see. Like that level of success, that's very high. So I do want to see that. But like, yeah, like they're transformed the offense into I don't know.
Yeah, I guess now their offense is going to be like 15th in the league, probably projecting it. If they have a breakout star receiver opposite Ladd, its question is, can you be the 8th best offense in the league? If one receiving threat, whether it be Gadsden or the 2 receivers plus Hampton, are good, then can we be the 8th best offense in the league and be top 10 on both sides?
Sounds good.
Okay.
And that's just the question. I don't know if it's sure if it's going to happen, but that's what's at stake for them.
It's not a bad question.
Okay, next division. Let's move over to the South. What is your first team, Donovan?
The Indianapolis Colts, and this is very, very simple.
Okay.
Is Anthony Richardson the guy?
Nice.
If he is not the guy, everybody in that building except for the GM gets fired. It's so simple.
Did you say except for the GM?
Yeah, the GM's been there like
Ballard's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's all right. Everybody else is fired.
He picked Anthony Richardson.
Daniel Jones, it's your time to shine.
He's also been there forever, and
he's also the GOAT. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So it's like, all right, we'll see what happens. But
hey, new ownership coming in.
You know what, Chris Ballard, you're gone too. You're gone too. And whose idea was this? Because now we're in a quarterback competition with Daniel Jones, and so what's going to happen is AR is going to get a quarter and a half in the first preseason game, and then Daniel Jones is going to play the second half of of the second quarter, and then they're going to flip that in the second preseason game, and that's kind of how it's going to be.
Yeah.
If he can't complete a It's like when 50 Cent was trolling Floyd, and he's like, if you can read one page of a Harry Potter book, if you can complete one 5-yard out, I would donate to the charity of your choice.
Fuck the bucket of ice.
I don't care, because like, can you throw a hits? Can you do anything?
Yeah.
Because if he can't, then again, this entire team and the entire operation of everything that we are trying to build on, it doesn't matter. And so that's going to, they can have the best defense in the league. It doesn't matter. If Anthony Richardson does not look good, this season will be considered a failure. That is the defining question for the Colts.
Yeah, man, it's a strong roster. It's just can the top guy. It's an uninteresting question just because it's, of course, the quarterback.
Super
the end all be all. It is the end all be all for the Indianapolis Colts. It really comes down to that. You have a good, underrated wide receiver room. I think we all up here love A.D. Mitchell. We think this can be a good group. We love Jonathan Taylor. Good O-line. Solid defensive talent that probably gets overlooked.
Just got Tyler Warren. Like,
can the guy throwing the ball be average?
That is too high right
Can
now.
he be slightly below average this year?
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly, being slightly below average would be good enough.
If he could be the
This is so
21st
sad.
best quarterback in the league this year,
That's progress.
success.
Progress.
Wow.
We are moving forward.
The bar is that low.
Off of last year, yeah. All right, what's your team, Mo?
My next team is the Houston Texans. And similar to my, I guess, semi-question about the Kansas City Chiefs is, can their offensive line protect Stroud? Obviously, I guess 2 years ago now, he was like the not breakout, but he was like the star rookie. And
Yeah.
he announced himself proudly as like one of the future guys of the league. And they found their guy, which is kudos to the Texans. Amazing work. But nothing else can be done, and they can't have any real ceiling if they don't get like the baseline shit right, which is in this case their offensive line. That was the biggest Achilles heel for them last season, and that obviously like caused a lot of unnecessary stressors on the entirety of their offense. They had like literally one of the worst offensive lines last year, bottom 3 specifically as well.
And what they do? They got the one good guy and they shipped him out of town. Larry Tunsil is no longer on this team, and he was the one above average starter.
Yeah.
Granted, there is a lot of nuance there. He was bad for the locker room, lots of penalties, didn't want to be there. Makes sense to trade him. But yeah, to your point, they need to protect CJ Stroud, and they've done very little to inspire faith that he will be protected better. I think the bigger question is, can CJ Stroud get really good at dealing with pressure? Because he will be under pressure this year. They
That's
brought in
so
different
hard.
linemen. They didn't bring in good linemen. They brought in different linemen. They brought in a handful of guys that were rejected from their past teams because they were not good and were not performing well. And they said, we
Yeah.
can fix them. They'll fit our scheme better, which does happen. You do see guys fit better schemes, but their left tackle is probably going to be Cam Robinson. Their left guard is probably going to be Laken Tomlinson. Those guys are not good. If you get players that were bad linemen for bad teams last year and say, come be a good lineman for us, it's a little bit delusional. But again, scheme fit is everything, so maybe it'll work better there. I think CJ Stroud needs to unlock the gene of Joe Burrow and just be fantastic at dealing with terrible guard play and getting the ball out in time.
It's a lot to ask for,
It's a whole lot to
especially
ask.
like considering that Joe Mixon's he sustained an injury and his like health is kind of shaky a little bit right now as we speak. And so that's another level of just like CJ Stroud, please save us football that they're playing.
It's
tough.
It's 100% going to be CJ Stroud save his football, and I'm kind of excited for it because I like CJ Stroud a lot. And
That's such a high risk formula.
It
They're doing it by choice. If they could have star guards, they would do it.
Yeah. But like a lot of the talk after last year is like, hey, CJ Stroud kind of lost it, and it's like, well, do you see what was around him? All of his receivers died. His O-line wasn't great, like all that. And I think one of the more interesting things for Stroud coming into this year is that he's talked a lot about having with the new OC Nick Haley, he's gonna have more control at the line of scrimmage, and so now he can, if he sees something that he doesn't like, or if he knows, hey, I don't really trust this guy to block this pressure, let's move stuff over here. Like he's gonna have a lot of say in that right now and going into this year. So from a like quarterbacking, perspective, that's gonna be really fun to see CJ Stroud take that improvement, and it's probably something that at least if they go down sinking, it's gonna be because of something that he felt comfortable in, rather than the situation is just doomed from the moment I get the play call.
I have no faith their offensive line will be good, but I also have a lot of faith their offense will be good despite that. Like I think they have a lot of what they need to live with it. Nick Haley's coming from the Sean McVay system. They're going to do a lot of Sean McVay stuff. They're going to run a lot of under center gap scheme runs and ask CJ Stroud to be brilliant, turning his back to the defense and passing from under center. I think I have faith, and I have blind faith in CJ Stroud in most ways. I think he'll figure it out, and I have a lot of faith that Higgins and Nico Collins are going to be crazy as a wide receiver duo. And they have Noel in the middle, as another rookie they drafted. We'll see what happens when Tank Dell eventually comes back. They re-signed what is his name? The other receiver they signed, veteran Kirk. They brought him in as well to compete for slot snaps. Their weapons should be good, especially if Mixon's healthy. I feel like that wide receiver duo, we could look up and we're like, holy shit, is this Demaryius Thomas and Eric Decker all over again? These two giant 6'4" outside receivers that can just win in a lot of ways. If that's the case, that alleviates a lot of the pressure here.
Yeah, let's just, again, it's high expectations of like, let's get the wide receiver duo that was a part of one of the greatest offenses of all time.
Well, I'm not saying Peyton Manning's back there, but
but it is high.
But Higgins is the type of prospect, I think. He was the second pick in the first round, given a fully guaranteed contract. They fucked up the market for the rest of the second round picks because they have that kind of faith in him. And he very easily could have gone in the first round and been a first round level receiver. And being a big X receiver and even a big slot receiver at times, he's versatile in that way. Across him, Nico Collins, that's a pretty good situation for a young receiver with his skill set. So I don't know. I mean, Eric Decker's really fucking good. So that's obviously a high comp, but like best case scenario. Yeah. But that doesn't feel crazy to me, especially with Nico Collins being one of the best receivers in the league. Like that we could look up, and that's one of the best receiver duos. Well, let me not say that because there's duos with 2 stars, but that's one of the better complementary wide receiver 2s to a wide receiver 1.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It makes sense. And also, they could also just not protect Stroud and they'd probably still win the AFC South.
Yeah,
so they'll be all right.
They need Ariante Ursary, the right tackle they drafted, or maybe left tackle, actually. He might end up having to defend the blind side. They need him to be a great tackle from day one, which is asking a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to my first team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can Liam Cohen maximize Travis Hunter and change his team overnight? Obviously, it's really just, is Liam Cohen the guy, right? Like, is he a good head coach after being a brilliant offensive coordinator for the Bucs? Duh. Is Liam Cohen the guy is like your main question. But I want to get a little more specific. Can he maximize Travis Hunter? Because the question is always, can he maximize Trevor Lawrence? Can he maximize ETN and get the running game good again? All this stuff. I'm really interested in what he does with Travis Hunter because that's what they're most interested in, clearly. By giving up a ton of picks to go get him, they think he's the type of guy that can be a two-way star and can alleviate all the weaknesses they have by being a ball-hawking corner that can create plays and being a star wide receiver. If he can get the most out of him, and Travis Hunter is Devontae Smith that can play defense and get 4 or 5 picks a season.
Dude, that's so tough.
I think that'll go a long way to making Trevor Lawrence look better by having that type of guy opposite Brian Thomas Jr. So that's the question for me is Travis Hunter going to be a generational player that completely changes the complexion of a team overnight? And is Liam Cohen the guy to make that happen? Because while Travis Hunter is a gifted athlete, that is a difficult equation to solve. How to deploy him on both sides with the right amount of snaps.
I don't care. I want to see it.
I would love to see it.
Let him try. Let him try.
They're gonna let him try.
And it only makes sense to let him try, given all the stuff that you gave up to go get him.
Yeah, exactly. If you want him to be a wide receiver only, you don't give up two years of fucking first round picks to go get a wide receiver 1. Like that. Yeah. Take Tedderell McMillan. Like if you're gonna do that. So they clearly think he can play both ways. The question is, what percentage of snaps on both sides? Liam Cohen said a couple days ago that he envisions 80% of the snaps offensively for Travis Hunter. So then what? 30% of the snaps on defense in passing situations?
Guy like me, 100 and 100.
Oh my God.
Both ways, whole game.
And that is how you kill Travis Hunter on the field. We get the first in-game death.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's so difficult. Like so many players have spoken out and said, I don't even know how they're even going to begin to make this happen. Like that is a monumental Herculean task to play that many snaps in an NFL football game and not have your legs fall apart. Now, granted, he's a hard worker. He's a physical specimen. He's the type of guy that can probably do it.
He's different.
He's very different.
And what I would tell Travis Hunter to tell them what I told you last week. Don't put your limitations on me. We've clearly
You're the Devontae Adams. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you're 30. Like, get out of here. Like. Travis Hunter has done this at high school, and people probably told him, "Oh yeah, when you get to college, like you can't do that." And then he just goes, and he's the best wide receiver in college football and the best cornerback. And then now they're going to tell him to do it. They're going to tell him again that you can't do it. Obviously, like the amount of snaps that he played in college football, that's ridiculous. Like he's clearly not going to play 100 and 100 or 90 and 90, whatever. But he can play a significant, a significant amount on both sides of the ball and still make an impact. And there's just some guys that are just different. And even though that he's not like 6'5", 230, super muscly, and like what we think about when we like, oh, that guy's a freak athlete. But like the internal stuff and the ability to have the stamina to go out and do all this stuff. If he's able to do that, maybe he's just different. And if you are Jacksonville, again, you don't trade all the stuff that you traded for if you don't think that he's different. Yeah. So let's at least see it.
Yep. And I put it under Liam Cohen, not under Travis Hunter, because like you said, he's going to play a significant portion of defensive snaps. Deciding which snaps those are is the hard part. And which type of, you don't want to put him in on like just third downs because then it's obvious you're putting him out there because you're expecting a pass. The offense might see that and say, okay, run at Travis. Like you got to deploy him in a substantial way that you're not giving away an immediate tell, but you also do have to kind of treat it like a tell because he's obviously out there to go catch picks. You want him to go out there, play in zone defense, stand around in a curl flat, stand around in a flat zone in a cover 2, and just hawk the ball.
Facts.
So definitely hard to figure out how to do that without being a one-dimensional defense.
Yeah, I see it.
Donovan, what's your question for the Titans?
Did the money that we spent this offseason, is that good money? In
Not all money is good money.
in relation to the offensive line. That's true. Sometimes you spend money and it's not good money. Right? You just blowing bags for no reason. And I asked that because like you gave Dan Moore $82 million. You gave Kevin Zeitler $9 million. This offensive line is rebuilt. It was very, very bad last year. You're moving JC Latham over. There's a world where the offensive line takes a very significant step, and now Cam Ward is coming into a situation where obviously he's not going to have a top 10 offensive line, but it's top 20, right? Can we do some things?
Low key, it could be if you thought makes the 10th best offensive line, it's not ridiculous.
That's a leap.
Granted, Zeitler's getting old, but like if he has a couple more years, like they could compete for 10th best offensive line.
And if that's the case, then we spent money well.
Yep.
Right. I think you go out and you spend the money that you did on players that everyone's like, I mean, they're good, right? They're not paying stars, but they're playing good starting offensive linemen, and you do that so that you don't kill your first overall pick. And if that's the case, and Cam Ward ends the season still alive rather than dead, if he's not hurt, or if you feel like, hey, we were actually able to evaluate some of the things that Cam Ward did because the situation wasn't trash, then it's money well spent. And for them, they're clearly in a very like developmental stage in their rebuild. They just had the first overall pick in the draft. Let's see some progress and just.
Where do you want to see them hang their hat on? Just that line, just to cement that for Cam Ward.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have a hat to hang.
It would be one, they need to run the ball well with Pollard and this good offensive line. They need to do that and give Cam Ward like some kind of relief there. And really the vertical passing game. Cam Ward is a special stand in the pocket, throw lasers up the seams. They have Calvin Ridley. That connection there needs to be their main thing is run the ball, play action, throw bombs to Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
But that would be it. They're also not like, it's funny. Everyone's talked about how the Titans aren't super interesting. Cam Ward isn't super interesting. And we've kind of like glossed over them all off season. There's a wild, again, it won't happen. This would happen in like 3% of the universes that we live in. But like, can they get to, how frisky can they be in this bad AFC South?
Anybody can be frisky outside the Texans for second place.
Can they compete for second?
Damn.
We'll see.
Yes, they certainly can. Will they? I don't know. But like they certainly can with everything we know about the Colts' offensive inconsistencies and the Jags. Like we think they'll be better, but who knows?
They're the Jags.
Yeah, like the ceiling for second place in the division is there.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this might be a division where second place in the division means you're not in the playoffs. That's
Damn,
possible.
That's so sad.
That's possible. But yeah, they have a second through fourth type of ceiling.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go to the next two divisions. Two more left. Let's go to the AFC North. Let's start with the positive side. Let's start with the Ravens. My first question is, can this be the best defense in the NFL? Which is basically saying, can you win the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah.
If this is the best defense in the NFL, we're back to that level with the Ravens. I would think this would be the year they get over the hump. And I do think this is very within the realm possibility because I said this last week, all the faith in the world that if they're fully healthy, this is going to be the best secondary of the decade.
Yeah, this is, I like that first question.
Of the decade. Right.
I like the
2022.
the pseudo question of can you win the Super Bowl? Because just like last year, where you can see the cracks in the Chiefs, this year 100%, you know that like they're gonna be lesser than what they've been, and like they are retooling.
Yeah,
and it's you guys and it's Buffalo, and it's about time you guys beat Kansas City in a playoff game. For the Ravens, can you beat the Bills in a playoff game? Can you do that? And can you win? Can you finally get all of this stuff that's been on your back for the last couple of years?
And this is the year because like you only have so many years in the title window, and they are year 4 of their title window. Like that, you're getting towards the end of it, and this might be the best version of you possible. If you can be truly a top tier defense again, like you were a few years ago, like not even like a good defense. They've always been a good defense, but like the best defense, and you're already clearly going to be one of the best offenses. Yeah. I think they're a top 3 offense, no matter how you shake it, barring good health, as always in the NFL. But if you can be a top 3 defense, a top 3 offense this year, there's no reason for you not to win the Super Bowl. And on paper, this is their best chance.
Yeah, because if you have that level of team and you don't win the Super Bowl, come on now. You know what the summer is going to be like.
Yeah.
and you know who it's going to fall on, and it gets to a point where it's like, okay, what keeps happening? If they lose to the Bills again, it will be, if they lose to either the Bills or the Chiefs, it will be frustrating, but somehow understandable. If they lose to anybody else, it's going to be nasty.
No matter who they lose to, it's gonna be frustrating though. Even if it is the Chiefs, like they're at that point where you bring in Malachi Starks, and if he is who we think he is, and he can be an elite safety right away, which is like, and not even like optimistic Ravens fans outcome. Like many smart draft analysts will tell you, this is a guy who can be a star from day one. And you already have Kyle Hamilton. That can be the best safety duo in the NFL right away, potentially. If, the rookie season goes how you think it will. You have Nate Wiggins already. You have Marlon Humphrey, who is top 5 slot defender in the NFL, I think, if he's at his best. And whatever you get from Jair Alexander, that's one of the most talented secondaries I've seen on paper in the 2020s. Like, you can't understate the ceiling that defense has with those 5 names.
All you're telling me is you're telling me 2 things. That 1, they better win the Super Bowl, and 2, they are your pick to win the Super Bowl.
They're probably my pick to make the Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what the Eagles do with the retooling, but like, you can't doubt them. But they're probably my pick out of the AFC, yeah.
Time is ticking. How old is Derrick Henry? He's like 30?
Yeah,
30 right now? Damn, bro. Like, and
time is ticking.
He's...
They better do it. That's it. It's time to win the Super Bowl. And you've had whatever, like, you've lost in the conference championship, you lost on the road. This is your time. Go get the number 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
Go play at home, have everything run through Baltimore, and make the Super Bowl and win it. And if that doesn't happen, then, I mean, again, if not now, then when?
Yeah.
That's
tough
it.
scene.
What is your team, Mo?
I told him bust out my AP. Perfect timing. Stay shining. That's what I do whenever I don't know the rest of the words.
Nice. That's a nice Atlanta flow.
I got the Cleveland Browns.
I wonder what their question is.
My question is, who the hell is your starting QB?
That's
Or at least who's
question
going to
too.
finish out for the rest of the year, man?
You know who it is.
I believe it's going to be him.
I
But
believe it's not, and that's the sad part.
yeah,
Like, it should be him probably,
Why do you think that it's not?
because their room is incompetent. Actually, I shouldn't say I believe it's not. I believe it's not a certainty, and it's the sad thing is their room is so incompetent. Their team is so dysfunctional.
yeah.
All the names in that room, it's crazy that they don't have like one veteran and one young guy. Let's focus. Like, they're probably going to start with Joe Flacco. They're probably only
Yeah,
going
he got named their QB1.
Yeah, they're probably only going to leave Joe Flacco if things are a disaster. And then who knows who's going to go first, Shador or Gabriel. Like, it's so in flux that I wish it was as simple as you have Flacco. If your season's lost and you got to try the young guy, you throw in Shador. But now we got throwing 2 young guys. Like, it's so nonsense that I hate that we don't have a clear path either way.
All right, let's do the exercise because this team technically has 6 quarterbacks on the roster.
Yeah, with Huntley.
Okay, Deshaun Watson out for the year.
Okay.
That's 1 down.
Yeah.
Snoop.
He was successful.
Then you have Tyler Snoop Huntley.
Camp arm.
He is not going to make the team he is here because everybody else is hurt.
Yeah.
2 down. 3, Kenny Pickett. Come on now, we've seen his movies. Kenny,
Also might not make the team.
again, 3 down. So now we have Shador, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco. Dylan Gabriel, people have been talking. They're like, hey, it looks bad. He's having he just got hurt, but he's also having a not great camp. Like all the camp stats that we've seen, sometimes it's like, all right, let's give context. The context to some of the Gabriel numbers is like, yeah, he's bad. And so I think that it's very, very clear that right now it's going to end up between Joe Flacco 40 and Shador Sanders. And so if we think that Joe Flacco is going to play 17 games in 2025,
Yeah. I would say calm down.
Yeah.
In your dismissal of Dylan Gabriel. It would be naive to say that they're not going to give the 3rd round pick a chance because they just love their 5th round pick. Like, it would be naive to say he doesn't have a chance and he's like a non-factor in that equation.
well, the reason why I will say that is because we're gonna get through this entire preseason, and Shador is probably gonna play a majority of it, and I think that Shador is gonna be able to show enough to warrant being at least a backup.
I hope he does. Yeah, I agree. But like, assuming Gabriel gets healthy pretty soon, he'll also play a lot. And like, there is politics in play with that. Like, draft capital is a pretty big predictor of snap count. You know,
Bro, your
like
voice just changed. You didn't even peep that. That's crazy. You were very much on Tyrese Halliburton type timing.
my voice changed.
I swear to God.
I didn't hear it.
I don't know
It
what you're
sounded
talking
like
about.
Kermity a little bit.
I had a little bit of phlegm that I cleared out mid sentence.
Yeah,
that.
that's what it was.
But yeah, I just ate a protein bar, so some phlegm built up.
Yeah, 200 grams of protein a day. Get it.
But there's like they're not gonna throw Dylan Gabriel away unless Shador is like a breakout star and has like a Dak Prescott year where he comes out of nowhere. Like so, like Dylan Gabriel has to be fucking absolute dog shit to not get a chance, or Shador has to be absolutely amazing. Neither are impossible, but both are probably unlikely to be so far on the other outcome. It's probably closer to the middle. So it's just gonna be a lot of muddied up. There might be 4 quarterbacks that take snaps for this team this year.
Yes, but I think that with Gabriel having a hamstring injury,
Yeah.
are we going to see him in the preseason at all?
I don't know what's the timeline looking like.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check on the thing.
Speaking
but like,
of training camp, while he looks for that, I will say if you've been looking at the it's a natural conversation that's been happening. Shador Sanders, the conversation, the Munch Watch for me personally is doing fantastic, bro. I saw people over here comparing his. I don't know if this means anything. It really probably doesn't mean anything, but his movement patterns and shit like that to Tom fucking Brady. And then obviously I went into like this wormhole about how blah blah I coached him and all the other shit a couple months ago or years ago. So
Moving like Tom Brady.
yeah, man.
Okay.
The Browns fans got to leave out of there with something because outside of Shador, which is like the QB room is absorbing most of the conversation. Myles Garrett, great, best of your position. Jerry Judy,
Salute.
you know, but outside of that, like they're having this type of conversation right now because it's what's keeping them above water.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's going to be unsexy as hell to just watch like 10 straight games of Joe Flacco being good enough. That's be fine.
we won't see that. He's for the same way that I'm like, yeah, Matthew Stafford might get hit one time and be done. That can also very much happen with Joe Flacco.
Do you think Stefanski has the leash to go to a rookie quarterback early? Like,
I think that the Browns are going to be so bad that Stefanski is going to try anything and everything to save his job.
Wow.
And that
and you're confident Shador is going to be the outcome that saves his job.
I think that this is outside of the Saints. This is the worst quarterback room in the league.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about like overall ceilings or anything. I care about who's able to give me competent, pseudo competent quarterback play right now. And Joe Flacco, shout out to you. Like you had some wild run 2 years ago. That's not gonna happen again. Like it's that for 17 games, for 9 games. No, it's not gonna. It's not gonna happen. It is going to come down to Shador versus Gabriel. And while most of the times I would agree with you that Gabriel's a 3rd round pick, he's the one who they actually wanted. They're going to take him. I do think that this injury and the fact that Shador's gonna put stuff on tape that I do think will go fairly well. That's going to give him a leg up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all comes down to if Shador plays well or not. And I'm not trying to say he's not going to play well. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm not going to assume he plays so well that it becomes not a question. Like it's probably going to be as muddy as we think it's going to be. And I think there is a desire to write off Gabriel because it makes the equation more simple. And everybody wants Shador to start for fandom reasons, understandably so. So it's like, Gabriel doesn't matter. He's 5'9".
He's also like, Dylan Gabriel couldn't believe that he got picked in the 3rd round. Like that was the one. Could you imagine? Like it's draft night and you get picked, and everyone's like, "I told you they're colluding. This is collusion. Like he can't go." Like that's what happened as soon as Dylan Gabriel went, and so there is a world where like,
so maybe he sucks. Maybe he sucked.
You know,
another question.
We're like, he's not good, and he has a hamstring injury. Like damn.
He is.
Put the AP on your wrist and let's get to moving. Like let's go. What are we talking about?
I hope that's the outcome. Again, the day this comes out, the preseason starts, and it is confirmed that Shador will be starting the first preseason game. And I'm sure you will all be watching. So you're probably listening to this the day after.
I'm tapped in on Friday night.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I will be over here with throwing something on the grill.
Yep. Let's do it. Who's your next team?
Oh, me? Oh yeah. I'm what do I got? Oh, I got the Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Are you winning a playoff game or not? Like, that's it. Are you serious or are you not?
This division is hilarious. Are you going to win the goddamn Super Bowl? Do you have a QB? Are you going to win a playoff game? It's real simple.
They have gone. So the last time that they won a playoff game was in like the mid 2010s, and it's been a long time, and they have gone 9-8, 10-7, all that stuff, and they just haven't won a playoff game in so long, and you bring in Aaron Rodgers and you deal with all of the Aaron Rodgers personality stuff because you think, hey, maybe we can go 9-8 and we can actually win a playoff game and we can get to the divisional round for the first time since 2017. Now, they haven't won a playoff game since 2016, but in 2017 they went 13-3, got the bye, and then lost their first playoff game. So it's been all of that. Also, while I was looking at this is how nasty that the Steelers and their 9-8 records have been.
Mm-hmm.
So their point differential last year was plus 33, and they were 10-7. The years prior to that, they were 10-7, 9-8, and then 9-7-1. In those years, respectively, the point differential was -20, -38, and -55.
God damn.
They are putting up fraudulent 9-8 seasons. They are overperforming, and so they get to these spots and they aren't winning. And the whole thing about the Steelers is like, we're going to be good. We are competent. That's why they keep going all in and not really tearing anything down. That's fine. If you want to operate like that, that's okay. The standard for that you have set for yourself and the standard that the organization has throughout its history post 70s is we win playoff games, we win Super Bowls. You have not done that in nearly a decade. You have to do that this year.
Have to?
Have to, because there was already murmuring last year of like, hey, what would it look like if we moved on from Mike Tomlin? If this year you either do not make the playoffs or you make the playoffs and you lose in the first round again and look embarrassing while doing it, like like they did last year, just getting ran on by the Ravens, yeah, there's going to be some changes.
Damn.
And so this team that has had like three head coaches over the last like 50 or 60 years,
crazy.
It might be time for the fourth one to come in if they don't win a playoff game.
Tough. Bengals. So the real question mark is like, are you a serious team? Are you going to do anything that makes sense? Or are we all going to keep yelling at you? What I put is, can this defense survive with or without Hendrickson? I don't know what the answer is either way. Actually,
did he not show up to training camp yet?
He's there, but he's not practicing. He's there as a sign of good faith to be like, I'm here, I'm in the building. Do you want to negotiate or not? It doesn't seem like they're any closer to getting a deal done. Okay. I have to assume at some point they will, and he'll play at some point this season. But again, no camp. He's going to go in without the necessary conditioning that comes with participating in a training camp. I'm sure he's training, doing the best he can, but it's not quite the same.
It's not the same as game reps for sure.
Yeah, you oftentimes see players coming in this situation and start slow. Not always, and he's one of the best at his position, so maybe he won't start slow. We'll see. But even with him, this defense is flat out not good. The question is, can you be good enough that Joe Burrow isn't having to throw the ball 57 times a game and airing it out, putting up 1 million yards? Can you be a more balanced team? Can this defense be passable? It's going to take a lot. It's obviously going to take Taylor Hendrickson to be there. It's obviously going to take some of their young players they drafted being good. It's going to take the DC change, bringing in the college coach, whose name I'm blanking on for some reason.
Golden.
Yeah, bringing in Golden to facilitate these young players taking strides. It's going to take some of those guys to take strides. The rushing defense just can't be 23rd in EPA this year. A lot has to go well, and it's obviously the point of this episode is it's a question. We don't know the answer.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that the answer won't be good. I'm concerned that I have very little faith in this answer going well for them.
Listen, man, they just operate differently than every other team. And I think the fact that they were finally able to sign Shamar Stewart, that's a positive. If he is...
Is it? It's like just confidence. Like it's a positive in that.
I mean,
not shooting yourself in the foot is a positive, and not driving off the side of the road is a positive.
Obviously,
not drinking cyanide is a positive.
Congrats, you're not a moron.
Yeah, not putting your head in the oven is a positive.
I'm saying it's a positive for this defense to get a player, player.
Yeah,
and so we'll see what happens with Trey. But you have that. I think the Al Golden bump and just having a different DC and a different voice in there and somebody who can actually look at younger players and try to develop them. All right, we can get to 23.
Yeah.
Listen, if they get to the 23rd best defense, they'll make the playoffs. Because they will have a top 4 offense in the league.
Yeah. 23rd's tough though. Like that 23rd is not very good. Like they can make the playoffs for sure. But I would feel better if they can get to like 18th or 16th, something like.
I mean, I would
decent.
feel better if they got to 10, but like, but that's not going to happen.
I just mean when you say will make the playoffs, I don't think it's a certainty they make if they're the 23rd defense. And look, Bengals fans will tell you that Lou Anarumo refused to play young players, and that by simply empowering the young guys to take a step forward, they will be better by nature. and that Demetrius Knight Jr. will come in and help their run defense. That'll be better.
Mm-hmm.
And that their secondary will be healthy, and that'll be a strength, and so forth. Like, there's a world in which it goes well, but it's far from something you want to bet on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet on it.
You'll bet on what? That making the playoffs?
Yeah. We'll see.
Really? Really? They'll bet on that.
Give me 2 weeks before we do our predictions episode.
You got about that.
Yeah.
You got about 3 weeks. It'll probably be the last thing
Yeah.
we do in the last week of the preseason.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks. I may be ready before that episode, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Like, it's just the whole side of the ball. Can it be good enough? Because we know what Burrow's going to bring. We know what the offense is going to bring. It will be good. It will be great. And the defense will not be that.
Yeah.
This is the most simplistic division. Like, this one has been so surface level, but these are some surface level ass teams. Last division we have today. We're going to go over to the last team in the AFC, the AFC East. Donovan, where are we starting?
Let's start with the New York Jets.
Okay.
And is this the year that stability finally happens?
What does stability look like to you for the Jets?
Not in the news for controversy. Nobody gets fired this year.
Who's the starting QB now?
Justin Fields.
Oh, hell no.
Real stable.
Do we feel like Aaron Glenn is actually going to come in and we can look at him at the end of the season and say, you know what? He's a good head coach. Because whenever Saleh was there, like they had some moments where they overperformed, but you still were like, is this guy like a good coach? I don't know. But it's a team and it's a franchise that you haven't really felt solid about their foundation or the things that they are building since like 2016. And even then, that was like an older Ryan Fitzpatrick and a Brandon Marshall. And it's like, oh, it's fun. It's nice that we had like a fun year, but are we actually building something going forward? They haven't made the playoffs since 2010. Do we feel good that this team is on a path to make the playoffs in the future years? Maybe. And that is what I hope for this team.
Who was their starting QB back in 2010?
Mark Sanchez.
Damn.
Yeah. So they made the conference championship in back-to-back years, lost both years.
Yeah.
And since then they have not been back.
And listen, that team had a great offensive line. Shout out Nick Mangold. And I think that'll be the takeaway from this year. This team, can you have a top 10 offensive line? Can that be our silver lining? Very similar to what we talked about with the Saints. Can you have a top 15 offensive line? Was your question for them? You're not going to be good. Can you build a strength in the trenches and show us your head coach is good so we go into next year and we feel good about the direction of this team? Because I don't know. I think it's more likely they have the number one pick than it is they make the playoffs.
Jesus.
Dude, but I also feel like they have a lot of talent. Like, they can have a great offensive line. They have a great wide receiver. They have some special defensive talent in the Williams brothers and Sauce. Like, they have pillars. Just show me that the pillars are moving in the right direction.
And that's what I'm saying. If we get that, that's stability.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
almost rather them go ahead and like tank the season like shit and prepare for
they
next
might
year.
do that even if they're trying, right? because they just might lose games like that.
Yeah.
But I just like this team, especially like the last 2 years in the Aaron Rodgers era. It was just always just such a soap opera every single day. And so now that you are moving on to a different quarterback, even though that Justin Fields is not a fantastic quarterback, can you just be quiet? Can we not? Can we not?
Quiet? Don't be annoying.
Yeah, like can Monday or Tuesday roll around and we're not like, yo, do you see the mistakes that the Jets made? Is there not some drama that's popping out of a press conference? Can we not have something wild? Can we not have our quarterback go on Pat McAfee show every single week and just talk and create noise? Like, I think that now that is the thing, silence is what I want from the Jets.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense.
Well, what is your big question for the Buffalo Bills? One of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah, well, they have a lot of questions, but I think the main one, which we can feel somewhat confident about, is will their pass rush be good enough next year? They weren't terrible last year at all, but that could be an advantage for them.
Yeah, we're nitpicking with one of the best teams in the NFL. They don't have a huge weakness, but that was definitely the weaker part of their defense.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I feel somewhat good about that improving because of the additions that they made. They added, what's that dude's name? Last name White.
Tre'Davious White, the cornerback they brought back, which couldn't be their third corner. Hopefully stay healthy.
Yes, exactly. That he signed. They also signed Joey Bosa as well, which is good name, of course.
Hopefully he can stay healthy again.
Exactly. You know, the best out of that compared to all of us. Added TJ Sanders as well. It feels there's only so much room for improvement for this team, and all in all, like you're just similar to the Baltimore Ravens. You're just waiting for them to do the big thing because
that's
everything is there.
That's
Can you win the Super Bowl is the question. And to get there, I think we all feel good about their offense. Josh Allen is a walking top 5 offense in the same way Lamar Jackson is. And we talked about how the secondary of the Ravens can hopefully push them to being the best defense in the league one day, or not one day, this year, and be Super Bowl caliber. The Bills have a great secondary. They have 2, if Maxwell Harrison, the first round pick, is good, they could have 2 legit great corners. They have a good safety room, or hopefully. It's all about, can you have a second pass rusher opposite of Russo? And Joey Bosa, listen, man, for the 5 games he'll play, he will be that. You better make sure those 5 games are the ones that matter in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You better load manage him. Hopefully, TJ Sanders can be a good interior presence for you as a rookie. They have to make the trenches better because I feel like in the playoffs last year and really the back half of the season, a lot was made about the pass catchers not being good enough and them needing to bolster that. I think the trenches defensively is their bigger weakness than the pass catchers.
Last year, Joey Bosa played in 14 games.
Nice.
Listen, that's a positive. We're getting somewhere. The last 2 years, he played in 9 games and then 14 games. We're only going up. We might get 17 out of him this year.
Yeah. So, and again, if Joey Bosa can stay healthy and they have him opposite Greg, and then you have Benford in the back, you have Harrison in the back, like that can be good enough. Because I feel like last year, especially because of health issues, they just didn't have the defensive juice, I think, to make you feel like they're going to win the Super Bowl despite everything they bring offensively. And again, we're nitpicking because they are one of the best teams in the NFL. You just need a little bit more juice defensively.
You got to win. You got to win.
Yeah.
Gotta get one. I agree.
That's it.
Who's the next team?
Let's go to the Miami Dolphins. Can they run block? That's all it comes down to.
It's the same thing that you said with the Bengals. I am concerned that the answer is no.
Yeah. Everyone's talked about how last year their passing offense fell apart. Tua got hurt. The cover 2 kicked their ass. They lost their deep threats with Waddle and Tyreek Hill in large part because Tua was hurt, in large part because everything fell apart with that offense. It really comes down to, can they run the ball with any form of consistency? Because if you can't run the ball with any form of consistency, teams will say, okay, we're going to run too high all game because we don't need to put a safety in the box because you can't run the ball at all. We will let our front 7 beat the shit out of your front 5 and we'll be okay. We'll live with it. We'll take away the deep threat and say, you're going to dig and dunk us to death. We're willing to bet that will not be more efficient than our passing offense. That's going to happen again unless their offensive line is completely retooled and they can have a legit threat running between the tackles, get back to what Devon Achane was doing 2 years ago when it was him and Mostert being a dynamic duo. Mostert had, I think, the most rushing touchdowns in the league that year, and Achane had like 5.8 yards per carry.
Jeez.
He's ridiculously efficient.
Yeah.
That's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to being able to kill teams on the ground, to establish the pass. And last year, they couldn't do either side of that, but I think the passing offense got more attention, even though it wasn't even the biggest issue.
The passing offense, it got more attention because they turned all their runs into screens, like
Yeah.
you know, and it's because of that. It's because Tua got hurt as well. But when you're trying to like protect Tua, obviously you don't want him to have to drop back 1,000,000 times a game, and you want him to be able to take his shots and play within rhythm and all that stuff. Having Achane be unleashed and finally like he's gonna be able to take over, because Tyreek Hill, he's on the back half of his career. Jalen Waddle, really, really bright spot a couple years ago, hasn't necessarily been the same thing, but you do still have the speed on your team. And the Dolphins, even throughout this entire era where they've had all the speed, the one thing is like, but are you guys really like a football team? Like, can you guys actually win in the trenches? And so,
Can you do the unsexy stuff?
yeah, and
Yeah.
they haven't been able to do that. And so if they do, then yeah, maybe like the Dolphins are also another team where I don't think that their floor is super, super low.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not gonna say
No,
that.
they should be competent.
Yeah.
They should be competitive.
I think the most realistic floor for them is not low, but it can go really, really bad for them. But their ceiling is also pretty moderate, because if they can block and if they can be good at all the strong football stuff, whatever, they can be pretty successful.
What's pretty successful look like for them?
They can make the playoffs.
Yeah, wild card team. And listen, they drafted Jonas Avenea. They traded up to get him. I think they put a lot of assets into getting him. They put multiple picks together when they already didn't have a lot of picks. So if you tell me he's really good and can help to run at left guard as a rookie, great. They signed James Daniels, who was a premier run blocker, one of the best in the league, coming off of a devastating injury, coming off of an Achilles tear. So we'll see what that looks like. If those two hit, that will go a long way. You don't even need to have like a premier offensive line. We'll see what Patrick Paul brings. We'll see what Austin Jackson brings to the tackles. You just need that interior to be not fucking horrible. Because last year they were getting their teeth kicked in every single run. Their running backs didn't have a chance. I forget what Devon A. Chain's exact yards per carry were. It was middling compared to what he was the year before. But there's stats that weigh your expected yards per carry over expectation based on how good your blocking is, what you should have got. And he was like at the top of the league in that, in getting more yards per carry than he should have because he was getting touched in the backfield every single time. They do not have a good ecosystem for any of their running backs. I don't even know if Jalen Wright is good because the run blocking was so shit last year that I can't tell if a power running back is good or not.
Oh, they're so soft, man. It's like they can't do anything. This is another team that if they can't run block, all right, Mike, you will be either not coaching or coaching another team next year.
Damn.
No, he'll be an offensive coordinator somewhere if he gets fired. But yeah, it really comes down to that.
That's what I'm saying. Coaching another team.
Yep, everything will come together if the run blocking is better. And I'm scared of them and of their floor falling out, but I'm not entirely out on them. Like, I don't think I feel way better about them than I do like the Bengals for their concerns. Like they made the moves necessary to make them better in those guards. It's just, will it work out or not? But they did make the moves. So I'm leading in a positive direction, but very close to negative.
Okay.
What is the last question of this episode for the Patriots?
Is Will Campbell a tackle? and I'm asking that as because during the draft process, everybody was just dogging him because he goes to the combine and they do all the measurables and they're like, man, this guy's arms are short. Like, is he actually a tackle? Is he the athlete that can be your franchise left tackle for 10 plus years? And people are talking about him like, oh, he's really just like a glorified guard and he should be doing that. Will Campbell says, I'm a tackle. And I played in the SEC and I held up and I was great. And I will die for Drake May. And so now that you spent your 4th overall pick on Will Campbell, going into this year, there's a lot of hype around the Patriots. Don't get caught up in it, right? Do not get caught up in we won the offseason. They're going to go out. They're going to win 9-10 games. They're over under. I think is at 8.5 right now. It's a big ask to ask this team that was picking at the very top of the draft to now go in and be one of the better teams in the entire conference. What we are looking for the Patriots is competency, is progress forward, and if we have our franchise quarterback and we have our franchise left tackle, we hit and we're good.
Yep.
Those are the only, or not the only two things, but those are the two big things. Because if you spent the 4th overall draft pick on Will Campbell and there was a lot of criticism and he turns out and it's not really great, that's a problem because now you once again have to go back and invest even more resources into trying to figure out how are we going to protect Drake May and give him the time and the space and the infrastructure to be competent. You need Will Campbell to hit, and that is it.
And there we go. That is our question for every single team in the NFL. Went through all 32. Long ass episode, but this is essentially the preview episode of the preseason, so it's going to be a long one. With that being said, we got one more hour for you. A whole nother block of this episode. We're not close to being done. We're pushing 4 hours today.
We just getting started. It's TikTok time. Move.
Woo. Welcome to TikTok time. Today, we're once again going to begin with a draft. And today we're going to do a draft building our premier NFL quarterback. Build a player draft. We're going to draft traits until we build the perfect quarterback and see who puts together the best gunslinger.
Oh,
love this.
We're using mobility, accuracy, arm strength, IQ, and size.
Yep.
Okay.
So size is like body, your frame. You guys know what everything else means. Check how to split up the body thing between legs and like your general frame.
Makes sense.
So draft order: me, Donovan, Mo. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's start.
First pick in the draft, IQ. Give me Tom Brady.
Oh, wow.
Go to one of the best brains up top.
Oh, this is all time. Okay.
Are you guys gonna do current?
Yeah,
let's do current. I'll think about current.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do current.
Let's save all time.
Okay.
Let's save all time.
Okay. Current. Damn.
Yeah.
First pick. Give me Lamar Jackson's mobility.
Okay.
That's the biggest strength here.
The best strength of all out of all strengths.
By far the most mobile quarterback in the league, maybe of all time.
Woo. And for that, you know what? And now for size, give me Josh Allen's size.
There's a lot of tall quarterbacks out there.
It is.
You want to waste Josh Allen on size? Okay.
He's a buffalo because he's not just tall and thin. He's tall. Got some
stick. Got some girth to him.
Got some muscle on him.
And tonnage.
Ooh.
Both.
Okay.
But where are we going with the turn?
All right. So I get to double up right here. I think what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I should have switched it.
Okay, so for accuracy, give me Joe Burrow.
Fuck.
And then when it comes to actually, I'm gonna save this pick right here. I'm gonna save this pick. When it comes to IQ, someone who be really thinking the game, don't do nothing too crazy, knows their limitations. Jalen Hurts.
Okay. Okay.
IQ God. If there's one thing you can tell me about him,
Listen, you're getting
he knows how to read.
You're getting his whole brain. You're also getting the quotes. So you also have aura.
Exactly.
I love this. IQ, give me Patrick Mahomes.
Where at?
IQ.
Oh, you said IQ. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is exactly what I wanted to see.
Okay.
Arm strength. Give me Justin Herbert, naturally.
Nice.
Herbert. And then, who do I want to go for accuracy? This is a fun one.
You don't know. You don't know.
There's a lot of accurate quarterbacks. I'm trying to decide who's
Yeah.
the most accurate I want to go with. Low key, give me Jaden Daniels' accuracy. He was ridiculously accurate all 3 levels last year. Give me
Yeah.
that. Damn. I know y'all want him from ability, so I'm also taking him out
I
of the
was.
question.
I was.
It's okay.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, IQ.
I don't like that. I don't like
There's only
that.
so many fast guys. Give me the one that can also throw dimes.
I know. Okay, so for mobility though, I'm trying to think of the. You know what? Give me Kyler Murray mobility.
Fuck,
That's a good
man.
pick.
He fucking cooked me. Oh shit.
Getting those choppy steps.
God damn
Just
it.
a bad kid running away.
Yep.
Jesus.
I'm on that.
All right. So for arm strength, someone who just can, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna settle for this. For arm strength, give me Baker Mayfield slinging it,
Okay, fair enough.
deep ball from hell.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the trait to pick for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. And then when it comes to size, who do I want to go here?
You don't
Give
know.
me Dak Prescott.
I was thinking that too. That's
Big guy.
another girth and tonnage pick.
Yeah, big guy.
That's a thick quarterback.
For accuracy,
Now, who do I want for size? Fuck.
okay, I'm trying to go down the line of the quarterbacks. You know what? Give me somebody who literally knows where to put the ball, even if he's not looking. I would take Matthew Stafford.
Oh,
With his broken back?
true. You're picking a cripple.
Someone who's on epidurals?
Nope. Listen, if he's just standing still, he can put the ball where he wants to.
No,
I'll take Stafford accuracy.
Okay. IQ. I will take Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Only on-field IQ.
Okay.
On-field IQ is a better. And then size.
Go ahead, run that 2012 offense.
Listen, he can read that defensive line better than anybody still. Listen, I can run like Lamar. I already got rid of the main issue.
I guess so.
And then size, I don't care. Give me Stroud. Prototypical size.
Okay, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever. You guys picked the crazy bodies already.
For arm strength, listen, just somebody who could just throw far. Again, I don't need him to throw. I have Stafford accuracy, but I just need you to just distance.
Yeah.
I'll go Anthony Richardson arm strength.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn, I could have picked it for mobility. That kind of was on my pick.
Oh, I should have picked it for bodies.
Fuck.
Size.
Yeah.
That's why when I picked Josh Allen, I was thinking taking Josh Allen for mobility and then AR.
That's what you
size.
should. Oh, I should have picked him for size. It's a sell. Damn. I folded. I didn't even care about size, so I was like, whatever. I low-key just want to take Stroud away from one of you guys just like, for one of the passing things.
Okay. Last pick, I got mobility.
And you waited till the last pick to do it?
Oh, you guys have one pick left. I don't know.
I need someone who can dibble and dabble, do a whole lot of like toe tapping and shit. Someone who has a very specific trait for this and is generally one of the better players at this. Also, historic in some senses too. Justin Fields.
That's a good pick.
I got him for mobility.
I was hoping you guys would forget about
Okay.
Justin Fields. That's a good pick.
Great save, man.
There
Damn.
we go. When I first thought about it, I was thinking if I was gonna have Justin Fields as a steal, but that's not bad.
Okay, so I have Lamar mobility, Jaden Daniels accuracy, Justin Herbert arm strength, Aaron Rodgers IQ, and CJ Stroud's frame.
And I have Kyler Murray mobility, Matthew Stafford accuracy, Anthony Richardson arm strength, Patrick Mahomes IQ, and Josh Allen size.
These are all superstars.
I shouldn't have trolled with Mahomes, man. I shouldn't have trolled. All right, so I got Justin Fields mobility, Joe Burrow accuracy. I got Baker Mayfield arm strength, IQ or Hurts.
I didn't realize you picked Hurts IQ over Mahomes anything.
I know. I was trolling. What the fuck? I know. And I got the size of Dak Prescott. I could have really taken away this.
I had the least girth and tonnage, so I think I lose.
Yeah, I have a Buffalo.
I got no girth and tonnage on my team.
I let the knowledge get to me, man. Fuck.
I got it.
I do have the best arm strength and the best mobility. Accuracy is Joe Burrow. Size, Josh Allen. IQ, Mahomes. So I think Mo wins one category. I win two. Arm strength?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe Henry should go further.
Both of them get on a knee and throw the ball. Who's throwing it further?
I think we can give it to Herbert. Herbert's is more.
See, that's more arm talent.
Okay, I kind of think that's the same. I kind of think functional arm strength is better than non-functional.
That's accuracy.
Fair enough.
That's a combination.
Okay. What about your arm strength in the close range, though? Anthony Richardson has one speed. He's going to throw a bullet 2 yards away.
It's a blessing and a curse.
I think I win 2 categories. Donovan wins 2. Mo wins 1. But Mo has a lot of second place in categories. Like Fields has more mobility than Murray. That should have been picked before him. And I think you probably the second best body. I shouldn't have picked Stroud.
Well, we haven't seen Fields be like a runner like that.
Nah, Fields can run. Fields
no, I'm saying like in a while though. It's been a minute.
Just last year we didn't see it.
I guess.
But Fields can run.
If there was ever a time where we were going to see it, it would have been last year. That's why he got his job taken.
All right, next thing we're going to do. I don't know if you guys saw. Madden ratings have been coming out left and right.
Ooh.
I want you guys to guess which one of these 2 NFL players has a higher Madden rating.
Talk to me.
So we're going to go across different positions. You can get different comparisons. Some offense, some defense, some close, some not. You let me know who you think is higher. Who should have a higher.
Okay.
So first off, we got CeeDee Lamb versus Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra is a wide receiver for ball knowers, for football players, for guys who are tough, who never forget anybody who wronged them.
Yeah.
Those
For
are
the
not
vindictive.
Exactly, but those are not the people who create Madden.
Exactly. I'm trying to get the feel for Madden, who is behind these labs when it comes to toying with these attributes.
Step into the mind of the devs.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to take the casual pick because I think that's probably who runs things. And I'm going to say CeeDee Lamb.
I'm taking CeeDee Lamb as well.
Incorrect. Amon-Ra is 1 overall higher, 96.
Okay. There we go.
Listen,
You're fist pumping. This is wrong. CeeDee's better.
My agenda is winning.
Are you on the Amon-Ra agenda?
I love Amon-Ra.
Oh, you love all the
Wow.
bar throwers, all the aura farmers like him and Jalen Hurts.
Is he a bar thrower like that?
I don't know. You talking about the I remembered every person that got drafted before me.
I don't even really care about that. He's just my favorite receiver, and we get to put down a cowboy in the process.
Oh my god.
That's the real agenda
that's what
here.
it
It's a
is.
win.
Yeah.
You put that star on your head, I hate you.
Okay. I mean, these
In
guys
my
are close.
heart.
This is like the 4th and 5th receiver in the league to most people. So they should be close within one of each other, but I would rank CD higher.
You know what got him there? It's that run blocking.
Probably, yeah,
I
low-key,
guess.
probably.
That run blocking got him.
Yeah.
People forget these are attributes, not just like vague ideas of who's higher. Like, obviously they do go off of that, but yeah, sometimes attributes make up the differences.
Okay.
But okay, that one's close. Jaden Daniels versus CJ Stroud.
It's Jaden Daniels. It should be easily, for sure.
Well, it shouldn't be easily,
easy.
but coming off of last year,
Madden, coming off of last year, I'm thinking
they're very reflective of the previous year.
That is true. But I'm still going to go CJ Stroud here.
Oh, okay. Well, you sure are wrong. Jaden Daniels is 85. CJ Stroud is 81.
81 is so wildly
That's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Madden ratings are very reactionary to the year prior. I guess it makes sense from last year. He didn't have the best year.
That is so
But
disrespectful.
81 is
I need to see
wild.
who the other quarterbacks are and where he ranks among them.
He's pretty low. He's pretty low for how good he is.
That's crazy.
CJ, they don't believe in you, man.
What are you prepared to do about it?
Are you prepared to break out of the sophomore slump? But yeah, I don't know. Just from last year, it's not crazy. But I do think next year they will be far closer together. Jahmyr Gibbs or Christian McCaffrey?
CMC don't play no more, man.
Yeah, did not have a healthy year. But we know when he's healthy, still one of the best in the league. And they're going to account for that. Like, he's going to get some longevity points.
See, now I'm thrown off because you said it's very reactionary. And so I don't really know.
At least with Stroud it was.
I would say right now, I would go with Jahmyr Gibbs because even earlier when I was like, who are the 4 best running backs? I didn't even think about CMC because he was hurt last
Yeah.
year. I'll go with Jahmyr Gibbs.
I think Gibbs is the right answer.
Donovan hasn't got a single thing right. CMC. Oh no, you're right. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're right. Jahmyr Gibbs is 1 overall higher. I forgot. I did this way earlier. I forgot. I
Yeah.
thought McCaffrey was 1 higher, but nope. Jahmyr Gibbs is 1 overall higher. 95 for
They hate on
Gibbs.
me. They be hating on me.
Salute.
They be hating on me.
Salute.
That makes sense.
I remember everybody who hates on me.
I tell you, you're a farmer. But no, I think 94 for McCaffrey. I don't know. That feels a fair amount of respect for, even though we didn't see much last year, but we know he still is CMC.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like when he's healthy, he's part of the 99 club.
Yeah, exactly. So this is like a good. This is already like
Yeah.
a good amount of dinging him for it.
Okay.
Brock Purdy can't win with this. Tough.
Not my QB. Patrick Mahomes versus Joe Burrow.
Ooh, this is spicy, spicy, spicy. I think they're probably gonna go ahead and lean with Joe Burrow.
Over
It
the
should
goat?
be Patrick Mahomes,
Over the goats?
probably.
What?
People been. I think the fact that I'm gonna side with you. I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow because the fact that they didn't put Mahomes in the 99 club, they're probably really down on Mahomes this year.
Yeah, they're looking at those
They're
deep
pro-
ball
they're-
accuracy throws, and they're like, "Yeah, man." He
What
lost a
overall do you
step.
think Joe Burrow is?
They're hating hard. I don't know, like a 94 or something.
Joe
Yeah.
Burrow is 97.
Wow,
Mahomes is 95.
that's that gap is too much.
95
It's
is
only
crazy,
2
man.
points, but damn, bro.
Again, I get it. I guess they're reflecting off of just last year, and he didn't
Yeah.
have an impressive statistical year. He took the team to the Super Bowl. He still is Mahomes. We know the weapons were a problem. We know the protection was a fucking problem. 95 is ridiculous.
He should be a 98.
When I saw he was 99, I said, okay, fair enough. Make 99 exclusive. You have to produce that year. When I said that, I mean make him a 98 then.
Yeah,
Make him a 97. 95 is absurd.
95.
Patrick, they don't believe in you.
They legit said you fell off.
97 for Joe Burrow. Is that warranted? Is that too much on Joe Burrow's end too?
No, but only if you make Mahomes a 98.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. Like, it's not insane. I probably it's if Mahomes is 95, it's a bit crazy to me, but
Yeah.
Joe Burrow 97 alone. Okay.
Wow.
Next up, Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. What are we talking about right now?
I'll go with Justin Herbert.
Wow.
Why?
Because he's trying to reverse jinx it because he
Yeah.
knows he's wrong about it.
No,
He knows he's
He
always
wants to
wrong.
go out.
No, that's not why I'm
Yeah.
picking Herbert. I think Herbert in a video game and in a simulation can be better. But if we're talking about actual quarterback, actual rings, then that's what matters.
Fuck
Go
you
ahead.
and your ring. They had the same rating, both 86.
That's fine.
They're even.
That's fine.
Which, yeah.
Does this check out? Probably not.
No, Herbert should be an 89 at least, I think. He just without being biased. I mean, I would be like 92, but
Yeah.
he should probably be at least an 89. 86 is a bit low.
Okay.
86 for Hurts, that feels good.
Dude, Jaden Daniels is 85. Wow.
Yeah, after 1 year, so
That's
they don't
kinda
want to go too crazy. They put Hurts right above him. That's fine. I mean, I think Daniels is a little bit better, but they're within the realm of each other. So giving credit to Hurts at 86,
Wow.
that's appropriate.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
They're just dinging Herbert for terrible playoff game and having a little bit less statistical year because they're rushing volume.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, let's win some playoff games. We can get the Madden rating up.
And that's what they said, yeah. So it is what it is. But in terms of ability, I think he's way closer to 90 than this.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin or Nico Collins.
Nico Collins.
Nico. It's Nico Collins.
Not even within the same tiers. Like, Nico Collins is much better.
Yes.
And they said, Terry McLaurin, you are 5 overall better.
See, this is how I know y'all don't be watching the game.
There's a lot of egregious ratings this year in this.
This is
Madden.
the
It
worst
really-
one
it
so
really
far.
is.
This is the
like-
worst one.
They really took all of the Madden ratings people. They said, don't go to Houston.
Yeah.
Don't watch them.
Nico's
Don't-
not even
don't do
top 10 in
anything.
receivers, by the way.
That's so crazy.
The 10th best receiver had a 90. He did not crack the top 10.
Who are the other top 10?
That is utterly indefensible. I think Mike Evans is number 10 at 90.
Man, get this old man out of here, man. Nico,
like,
Nico
Terry
is
McLaurin
better.
saw-
Salute Mike Evans. He can be a 90, but Nico better be a 94. Like, how the fuck
No,
is
man.
Terry McLaurin 94?
Terry, I need you to take these numbers and walk into that front office of the Commanders and use this as proof.
Give me my 35 mil. Madden said I'm number 7 in the league.
Listen, if it was the Jets, he 50 a year.
Yeah.
50 mil.
Again, egregious underrating in Nico Collins. And I know
Wow.
we're very high on Nico Collins. We've seen comments that they say we're Nico Collins glazers. I'll be that. I'll be on the right side of history. I'll glaze the 5th best receiver in the league. Puka Nacua or Stephon Diggs?
Stephon's 30, man.
Stephon is 30, coming
Yeah.
off an ACL tear. Didn't have a great year. Didn't have a horrible year, but it wasn't great.
He's not Puka Nacua.
He's certainly not Puka
It
Nacua.
should be Puka probably, but I
No,
believe they might go.
It should be He played for the Texans. They didn't send him down to Houston. I'll go with Puka Nacua.
Yeah, it's
You're right. They did not send him down to Texans. They got all the Texans wrong because they made Diggs way too high. He's an 88, and so is Puka.
Wow, 88 is crazy.
I said Nico Collins is the worst rating on this list. Puka 88 might be the worst rating on this list. He's also not top 10 receivers. What the fuck are they talking about?
Okay, so I'm trying to think. So the top receivers would be like Jamar, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown. I guess Terry McLaurin now.
Yeah.
That's
CD
crazy. CD, Amon-Ra,
I can show you the top 10 receivers. But yeah, it's...
Mike Evans, I guess.
I got it pulled up here. So for the top 10 receivers, you got Jamar, Jefferson, Amon-Ra's 3, CD, Tyreek Hill at 5, Terry McLaurin at 6, Mike Evans at
They
7.
made Mike Evans the same as AJ Brown?
Wow.
They did. Drake London at 8, which salute Drake London, salute Devontae Adams. I don't even have a problem with those ratings. It's just Puka.
No, I do. Okay, I actually do have a problem with Devontae Adams. The fact that Puka is not higher than Devontae Adams is
the problem is Puka should be at 94. Not that Devontae Adams is 90. Devontae Adams is 90 is fine. Puka and Nico Collins should both be 94.
I can't believe Terry McLaurin is a 90.
94.
94 is fucking outrageous for Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin's very good, obviously. Great year, scored a lot of touchdowns. Good, very good receiver. Way closer to Drake London at 91 on the high end.
AJ, Swole Batman, I hope you're watching this. I need you to lock me in. I need you to go for 2K this year. This is disrespectful.
It's outrageous, man.
That's insane.
Wow. That's so indefensibly bad.
Are they worse at rating compared to 2K?
Yeah, clearly.
Wow, man.
Clearly. And football is a harder sport to gauge. There's a lot more moving pieces. But
Definitely.
you're the licensed game of the league. Figure this shit out.
Yeah.
You know.
Micah Parsons or TJ Watt?
Should be Micah, right?
TJ Watt had a slow year, but he is still one of the best defensive players of his generation.
Unbelievably.
Steelers fans will tell you he's still better than Myles Garrett. Every video you post where you say Myles Garrett's the best in the league, you get 100 Steelers fans being insane. But he did have his worst year in his prime.
Cowboy versus white boy. I don't
Battle of the century.
I don't know where to go with the bias. I don't know how to parse this.
It's Micah Parsons.
I'll go Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons is the higher overall, 98 to TJ Watt's 96. So they said TJ Watt did fall off a little bit physically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's not crazy. His numbers were down. I think he might bounce back if he's healthy, but this isn't ridiculous. Steelers fans will think it's ridiculous, but every other fan base will say, that's fine.
Micah Parsons. Need to do what he said. Take this rating in.
So Jerry Jones. Derek Stingley versus Jalen Ramsey.
They didn't send anybody to Houston.
Damn.
Once again, I will go against the Texan. I'll take Jalen Ramsey, but I do think that Derek Stingley is better.
That's good logic. They've gotten every single Texan wrong. And you know what? They got it wrong again. They put Ramsey higher.
Jesus, man. We're noticing something.
They did not watch the Texans at all. This is ridiculous.
Derek Stingley should be like a 96. He's amazing.
Shout out to Jalen Ramsey, man. Still has good years left in him.
Yeah, salute Jalen Ramsey. You want to hype him up? Still fine. Stingley is maybe the second best corner in the league.
Wow, man. This is bizarre.
I bet you Joe Mixon's like a 97. He has to just be balling.
Bobby Wagner versus Zach Bond.
Ooh.
I mean, it better be Zach Bond, but like...
I'm taking Bobby Swagner.
You're disgusting.
Lock him in.
I'll take Zach Bond.
Bobby Wagner is a 91, Zach Bond an 88.
Jeez, man. Why is Madden so predictable?
They hate. Now all of a sudden the Eagles aren't a super team.
I was looking.
Now we're not a super. Now we don't have the best players in the world.
Mind you, their 12th best player is an 88. That's still a super team.
Oh my god.
Nobody else has a 12th
now
best
everybody isn't as good as you said they were. Okay, I will write that down.
Oh my god.
I'll keep the receipts on that one.
And that's the last one. You fucking lunatic.
That's fucking hilarious, bro.
Pick a side. Pick a side. Let me know what you think, man.
Next thing we're gonna do.
Pick another side.
Let's talk about everybody's favorite topic. Let's talk about some Hall of Fame debates. We did it with wide receivers. Made everybody mad because we didn't say Mike Evans' first ballot. I understand. Controversial. I get it. Maybe we deserve to be yelled at, but we don't. We'll see.
We told the truth.
Today, we're going to talk about quarterbacks. We're going to go through 10 close cases that we'll see how we feel and decide if we think they're either on track or if they're already retired, will be a Hall of Famer.
Good mix of names, too, that we have here today as well.
Yeah. So what do we have first up, Mo?
First up, we got Eli Manning.
Donovan, you're very opinionated on this.
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no, he should not make the Hall of Fame.
Hell no, he shouldn't to you, but do you think he will?
I think he will.
But if it was up to you, he would not be close.
The moment Eli Manning makes the Hall of Fame, we close it down.
close down the Hall of Fame in general.
It's over.
He should not. He shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. I don't think at any point in Eli's career would you look at him and say this is one of the like best quarterbacks. Shout out to him for having like the two biggest moments. Zero playoff wins outside of the 2 Super Bowl runs.
Really? I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
That's insane.
But but again, we're saying outside of 2 Super Bowl runs is hilarious. Like it's 2 Super Bowl runs and 2 rings. So I don't know. I agree. I think
He played for like 18 years,
I
had
know.
no playoff wins outside of them.
my prerequisite is I need you have an extended prime, or not even extended. I need you to have a prime where you were one of the best of your positions for at least a few years. That's like a baseline for me. You have to be top 3 at your position for at least 3 years. That was never the case with Eli. So for my standards, no, but he'll get in and I won't be terribly upset about it.
Next player, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, let's lock that right now.
Yeah, if he retired today, I think he'd probably already have a Hall of Fame career.
Wow.
Multiple MVPs, you're a Hall of Famer.
You got
Wow.
that.
I don't even care if you never get done in the playoffs. Multiple MVPs, you are automatically a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Damn near 1 MVP gets you in unless you had like a very lackluster career outside of that. 2, you're for sure a Hall of Famer.
Man, Dan Marino made the Super Bowl once, and people were like, "Man, he might be the GOAT."
Hey man, that's not his fault, King. That is the king of not his fault.
Lamar Jackson has 2 MVPs. That is a Hall of Famer right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Again, the best mobile quarterback of all time. If he wasn't so mobile and was just judged on his arm talent, he would also be considered one of the best arm talents of his generation. Like, even outside of do what you want, apply outcome and wins and team success as much as you want off pure talent. This is one of the best to ever do it.
Okay, would you say he's a top 10 talent ever? Top
Talent,
that position.
Yeah. He's probably, we have to sit down and really think about because there's some great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I imagine he'd probably net out to like 8th or 9th most talented quarterback of all time.
Okay. Makes
Said,
sense.
let's do it real quick. Tom Brady, Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Dan Marino as your top 5, like whatever
Talent?
order. Whatever order.
I'm not putting Brady top 10 talent.
What?
Come on. Yes, he is.
I'm talent. No,
I'm not saying I put him 1, but like he can be close to 5.
He's in the list. He's a part of the list.
Rogers is on the list. Elway is on the list.
Elway's at 6. I'm not trying to order him. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
rough
Yeah,
names.
I'm just saying on the list.
Brady's on the top 10, but you don't got to put him towards the top.
He's not top 10 most talented.
Talented.
This is a
No.
whole
Yeah.
nother thing.
I don't think he's.
I mean, between the eyes and the arm talent was egregious when he was younger, so he is top 10. But whatever, that's 6.
No.
Breeze rounds out to 7.
You guys already said
Being a
Mahomes?
genius is talent.
Yeah.
These guys are the best at the line diagnoses of all time.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
We're in this for another
I mean,
day.
to say after those 7 names, I think you start to consider Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Maybe even before that.
All right. Next name, Phillip Rivers.
No.
Probably not.
Damn.
What's funny is he's substantially better than Eli Manning, but he's not going to make it because he didn't succeed at all. He doesn't have enough. He wasn't top 3 in his position. Doesn't have the playoff accolades. Doesn't have anything to point to say like this is what you're building your case off of.
Yeah.
Doesn't have crazy longevity like a Mike Evans. You're building your case off that. He's just really good for a long time, but you got to be better than really good for a long time.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Yeah. Damn. Which again, it's weird when you look at him versus Eli because one guy's clearly better, but one guy's 2 rings.
And that's what I'm saying. First of all, neither of them should make it. But you gotta respect the jewelry. So
You
it's
do.
like,
Exactly.
I guess.
That goes against a lot of you.
I guess.
I'm
You
noticing that.
I guess.
you have to be Mr. Respect the Jewelry for this summer at least. So you better love Eli Manning. Or some
That-
arguments are falling apart.
Yeah. I'm
Mind
noticing.
you, I told you, no playoff wins outside of the Super Bowl runs. Jalen does have that.
I guess so, but that doesn't really matter.
2
For
Super
real,
Bowl
does
runs
it?
though. Whatever. Neither here nor there.
Next player, Matt Ryan. Matty Ice.
No, he should also not be a Hall of Famer. He should be a Falcons Hall of Famer. He can be the best quarterback in Falcons history. He should not make the Hall of Fame.
Would he be the only MVP quarterback to not have a chance at the Hall of Fame?
No, Cam Newton.
Oh, well, yeah, because longevity. Okay.
Jeez, that's
Again,
rough.
Matt Ryan's like similar to Phillip Rivers, except a little bit worse. But his peak, he won an MVP. But still, though, he wasn't. How many years was he a top 3 quarterback outside that MVP year? Probably
One,
zero.
Maybe
two?
one.
That's probably his only year. And
Maybe.
it was a great year. But yeah, maybe if he won that Super Bowl, maybe it would have been a different story. But
Yeah.
not a lot to point to.
Okay.
You shouldn't have blown a 28-3 lead.
Yeah.
And then you could have been a Hall of Famer.
Fuck. He gave Brady his GOAT moment. Fuck.
All right. Matthew Stafford.
Also, no.
Damn.
So I think he probably will though. Whether or not you think he should, he probably has longevity. He has a lot of good years, a lot of stats. He'll probably, I don't know where he's at right now. I imagine he's top 10 in passing yards all time, and he has a Super Bowl.
I need to fact check this.
Yeah,
real
let me check.
quick.
I'll check right now. You tell your thoughts.
No, because there is one stat that I need to
Confirm.
to confirm right now.
What is it?
Because I mean, because everybody talks about Matthew Stafford.
He's
as
10th in passing yards, by the way.
fantastic.
Mhm.
Ev-
Hall of
ev-
Famer.
No. You talk about Matt Stafford, and people are like, "Oh my goodness, he was just being wasted in Detroit. He was doing all this." He has 2 Pro Bowl appearances, and like one of them is in the Rams. Like all those years that he was in Detroit, he was never a Pro Bowler. And I get it. Like the Pro Bowl now is much easier to get into, which again kind of devalues that second Pro Bowl. But not once are you one of the best quarterbacks in your conference for like a couple of years. Like I think that the fact that he doesn't even have the Pro Bowls on top of it, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame.
QB is a position that there's not a lot of Pro Bowlers. I think there's only 2 or maybe 3 in each conference, so there's not a lot. And they skew towards team success with QBs in the Pro Bowl. So this is the one position that I don't care too much about Pro Bowls.
And there's error for that too. Expecting him to have like hella Pro Bowls sounds like absurd.
He's behind Aaron Rodgers every year for 1. That's a lock already. Like
I'm not doing that.
Pro Bowls don't really matter for QBs specifically.
I'm not doing that.
I think he's just
no. I don't want to hear it.
I just like so you have people who like you don't have any of the prerequisites of any of the other Hall of Famers. You were never a top 5 player at your position. You were never a top 3 player in your conference. You weren't winning games. You weren't having all this other success. You finally get to a team in the second half of your career. Shout out to you for winning that ring. You're not a Hall of Famer. You are a very, very good player.
Yeah. He is top 10 in yards all time. That's a lot of longevity. He is a Super Bowl champion. I think he did have more years than you give him credit for top 5 at his position. That's especially as of late.
Even in the Super Bowl, one wasn't the Super Bowl MVP. Wasn't even a top 3 Super Bowl MVP candidate on his own team in that game. Because you had Cooper Kupp, you had Aaron Donald. Odell was going crazy before he got hurt in that same game. I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt that I think a lot of people have, where it's like, oh, if you were in a slightly better position throughout your entire career, then you would have had this like you would have had 3 rings or 4 people have talked crazy about Matthew Stafford.
Some people go overboard.
It's
They're
ridiculous.
Like one of the most talented QBs of all time. Look at the arm strength. I don't think that's the case, but I don't know. People more than us, a lot of people really respect longevity and like stacking of years in these conversations, which I understand. Like that again, that's the whole Mike Evans thing. It's similar in terms of why he probably will get in.
Would he go into your Hall of Fame?
Stafford? Maybe not. I don't know. That'd be a hard one, but I understand why people do. I don't feel as fuck no as you do.
Yeah.
But I'm also not as gung ho yes as other people.
Mind you, I will say this. If Eli makes it in, fine, we'll keep it open. If Stafford makes it in, we close it down.
Oh wow, man. All right.
Eli can make it in.
Drew Brees.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
First ballot.
Yeah, obviously. Is he already in? When is his time to come up? What was his last year in the league? I don't remember his final year.
It was like 21, I think. 20?
Wow.
Yeah, 2020 was last year. So yeah. I think next year is his first year he's eligible. Mm-hmm. He's going to be first ballot automatically. Drew Brees is the most locked for Hall of Fame you could possibly imagine. One of the top 10 most talented QBs of all time. Easily. Has a Super Bowl, has longevity. He's one of them.
I agree. I think he's one of the easiest answers here.
Yeah, he's a prototype for a lot of QBs that don't have the strongest arm, but get it all done between the eyes. That's always going to be the Drew Brees archetype.
If you are under 6'2", Drew Brees count.
Yeah, and he's a short king for the position. Look at that.
Yeah.
Breaking barriers.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ew. Nope.
Dude, what? Oh, yeah. Okay. I see. I almost forgot, man. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Tragic.
I don't know. He made 6 Pro Bowls, has 2 Super Bowls.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Probably.
He's getting it.
Damn. Nasty, man. All right. Josh Allen.
Wait, how many Pro Bowls did he have?
6.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
But again, Pro Bowls with QB.
He was hooping. Were Brady and Manning in the same conference?
Disgusting.
Wow,
Josh Allen.
Look at that.
Josh Allen, again, similar to Lamar.
People can have great years. It's amazing.
Not when your team is winning 1 or 0 games like Stafford.
It's wild what some people could do.
Oh my God.
Josh Allen is very similar to Lamar. Yes, this is a lock for a Hall of Famer, I think. Assuming, he only has 1 MVP opposed to the 2 of Lamar. So maybe if he retired today, it would be a debate. But he's not retiring today. He's going to keep going. Assuming the rest of his career goes as expected, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say he's had multiple years of his career where he has MVP-worthy seasons.
Yeah. And also a guy that could go down as one of the 10 most talented QBs of all time. To get like actual top 10 all-time rankings, he needs to win a goddamn Super Bowl for sure. Yeah. But if you're doing like just the talent conversation, he could be right next to Lamar as like the 9th best QB.
At this point, forget winning it. You got to get there.
Yeah. He has to. He's not going to get a top 10 all time type of recognition unless he gets jewelry, which is not a guarantee at all. But in terms of talent, he's one of the best you've ever seen.
Okay.
I'll show him a picture of Patrick Mahomes right now. He'll fall out scared.
I'll show you one right now. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, this one isn't a retire today you're in, but I will be shocked if Josh Allen doesn't become a Hall of Famer.
Facts.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes.
This is one where you retire today, you are a Hall of Famer. Nothing needs to be done. The real conversation is this going to be the GOAT one day? Which he needs to get back to winning, get back to throwing 4,000 yards, get back on track. But
He needs to get back to winning. He just got to see
I
Super
know
Bowl.
the expectations are
listen,
absurd.
being the GOAT is hard to break into. That's a
No, it
conversation.
is.
It's like,
It is.
I'm not saying he's washed, but if you want to be the GOAT and catch Brady, you have to win like every year.
The hardest, honestly, the hardest part about him potentially not catching Brady is the fact that he lost to Brady in 2020.
Yeah.
And so you have a ring, it's a swing. That's a 2-ring swing.
Imagine if Jordan beat LeBron. You'd never hear the end of it.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to hit the GOAT territory, but he's going to be top 5 for damn sure, which means he's damn sure a Hall of Famer.
Okay. Easy one. Joe Burrow.
This is a fun one. It really depends on how the rest of his career goes because he's going to be king of numbers, but his team's holding him back.
Yeah.
Like early career Matt Stafford, but more success than that because those teams were god awful and he has offense at least. He has weapons. I don't know. Like,
No, he's not making he's not making the Hall of Fame right now.
he's good enough to. Like, you really have to project what you think the team's going to be like if they're going to have ample support. But he's good enough to be a Hall of Fame talent.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame. He doesn't have the Hall of Fame case right now. He's not going to make it right now. If he retired today,
No. Clearly not.
Yeah.
This is a projection one. Like, by the time when he hits 35, do you think if things go as expected, he'll be Hall of Fame worthy?
Tell me one thing. How many rings?
Does he get
One.
Well, let's
Let's
just
say
assume
one.
0.
Zero?
No. I think
No, he doesn't get it.
the numbers should be insane though. And if he has longevity as well.
He's 28. He'll probably be good till he's 35. So let's say that's 7 more seasons. He's played 5 right now. That'd be 12 seasons of elite QB play. That's not he has a body type to have longevity.
It'll be like on a bigger scale because I think he's better. But it'll be like the Phillip Rivers type of thing where the other people in your generation they either got rings or they're just better than you. And so if he's up against Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar, just in his conference, I don't think he
It
gets
probably
in.
comes down to does he get an MVP or two. Like if he gets a couple MVPs to his name, maybe that could change things. Because I don't know if he won a Super Bowl, probably not on the goddamn Bengals.
Yeah.
He's been top 5 in MVP finishing twice. If he can get over that and have this crazy 5,000 yard season where the team's defense is ass and he gets rewarded for dragging the team to the playoffs, that could be a good notch on his resume and get him there.
Yeah, it's nice, but even
But you gotta be like a 3-time MVP at that rate if that's your whole case.
yeah, even Drew Brees, who had
a lot.
seasons like that, had some MVPs, had a ring. Like you do have to get some of the other stuff, and right now he doesn't have that.
I got one more question for you. It's not a part of this list. Jalen Hurts. What's your feel on him?
Man, I don't even want to get on it. Get out of my face. You don't even. I'm so fucking tired of saying
I
that
thought
name.
rings mattered, man.
I'm so sick of saying that goddamn name. It's all we think about this goddamn summer. Fuck. The next thing we're gonna do.
He hates that he got it wrong.
Like I went wrong.
He hates that he didn't put him as a top 10 quarterback.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Bro. All right. All time. What do you mean? I put him at like number 10. That's fair.
I was, I'll show you later.
Oh, okay. Next thing we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you 2 NFL logos. You gotta tell me which one looks better, old versus new. This is a classic. We've done on TD3. We've done it across the NBA. Today we're doing with the NFL. So it'll be one current day logo versus a logo they had in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. A lot of these teams are super old, so a lot of different outcomes here. But all you gotta tell me is old or new.
Okay.
First up, where's my key? There you go. Cowboys.
I like the old a lot better.
Why do you feel like anything is a lot better between 2 stars of different shades of blue?
Because one shade is brighter. The other one's like damn near black.
No,
you don't like
honestly,
black.
I do think the new star is. I like the new star more than the old star.
Why? Because there's an extra outline.
Yeah, I think the second layer really adds something to it.
Okay.
I will say I like the blue. I'm a royal blue kind of guy. Royal blue and sky blue, right? If you don't have that, it's disrespectful.
soft
that-
ass blues.
If you don't have that, it's disrespectful that you even step to me.
Yeah.
But
Step to me.
go to clip. But yeah, I'm going with the new here.
Okay. I said the Cowboys last time. The Bears.
That old one is very cool, but it's not cooler than the new
From like
one.
the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The old one looks like a Princeton logo.
It looks very childish.
Childish.
That bear don't even look intimidating either.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Nah, the new one is this is what a bear should look like.
Ferocious.
Why?
Yeah.
See, the bear's smaller than the football. That's not a menacing
That's a tiny
bear at
bear.
all.
Yeah,
Or
that's a
maybe-
koala bear, goddammit. What
Maybe
the fuck
it's a
are we talking
gigantic
about?
football. Maybe we're footballing in a way nobody's ever football before.
What universe, what planet are we on right
Maybe
now?
we have a house-sized football. Maybe that's just that's just the shit we do.
It's just what we are.
I guess
It's
so.
like the bean in the middle of Chicago, but it's a football.
I guess so. It's a new one regardless.
I'm taking the new bear.
The Bengals.
Oh, it's the old one. Where I'm not just taking a letter.
Holy downgrade. The old one is so much better. That's a cool looking tiger.
It is. Just a letter?
And it's not even like a good looking letter. It's not even a nice typeface.
Moving to just a letter. Like, listen, if you start with just a letter, fine, you bake it in, you have history, all that. You can't move to the letter.
You purposely devolve.
Yeah. That's not right.
Yeah, it's the old one.
That's not right.
But the new one even feels a little bit dull too.
It does feel
It is slightly less bright.
Yeah. I got the old for sure.
You look broke. I hate the Bengals.
You look like you can't pay Trey Hendrickson what he wants.
You ain't got no money in escrow, Paul Brown.
You're paying graphic designers $9.50 an hour. Oh my god, what is that?
That damn cat, man. That's hilarious.
Just lashed out, knocked over like 3 things at once. She's pissed.
Can't afford the EBITDA.
The Buffalo Bills.
What the hell is that to the left?
That is their 1960s logo of, I presume, somebody named Buffalo Bill.
He looked Mexican.
I'm here to tell you he's probably not Mexican. I'm willing to bet he's not Mexican. It's Buffalo, New York.
It's not.
It's where the Puerto Ricans be at.
Oh man.
I think I'll go with the new one just because it's an actual buffalo.
that old one just could mean so many different things also too.
It just looks weird. Like I keep thinking about these logos and like putting it on a sweatshirt and like this is just weird to have this old
it's uncomfortable,
cartoon.
man.
It did not stand the test of time. It looks like it might be inappropriate in some way that
What
I'm
is
not
he-
currently recognizing.
Where's he carrying on his side?
It's a football.
I guess so. Where is he going with them strides though?
It
too?
looked like a
You thought it was a country ham?
no. It kind of like blended into the bottom of his jacket. I
Yeah.
thought it was like something long. Right
That is
there.
a football. He's toting that shit.
I don't like that old one, man. It just looks like he's on the wrong side of America. Come on.
He looks like he's not a swell guy.
Yeah, I don't mess with him.
When did they change this over?
A long time ago.
Thank God.
This logo, I think, is from like the 90s to now. The one currently.
okay.
So yeah, it's been a while.
So
The new one isn't even that good too.
OJ ran in this one.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Or some variation. It was slightly different, but yeah. He
Okay.
definitely didn't run the one on the left.
Yeah.
That's from the 60s. The Denver Broncos.
The old is interesting. I like the creativity. But
So
the new
he's
one is
hawking a
way better.
The old one kind of looks like he's hawking a loogie, and he's
Yeah.
like shooting it out with some fucking thump.
Look at his legs too. That motherfucker did not trot for real.
Oh,
He is
yeah,
not
dude,
stepping.
he's giving arm day every
He is
time.
not stepping for real. Dude, Bronco is that.
What is that weak ass wrist?
Yeah.
Spaghetti
Oh my
arms.
God, man.
Oh, okay.
No.
On the simple merit that the Bronco on the left looks bitch made, we gotta
That
go
bitch
to
ass horse, I'll sell you, man. What the hell? What's going on? I'm taking the horse on the left. Easier. What are we? Right, my bad. Right, easy.
He can't haul any cargo,
Exactly.
and that's a goddamn shame.
useless ass horse.
The orange eye on the new one is very menacing.
Yeah. And
I
look
like
at
that.
like the but the jawline, the neck muscles too.
He's been chewing gum all day.
Just eat hay all day.
He's just in the. We're going new pretty easily.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns.
Who
This
is
elf-
this old bastard on my screen? This badass
Who are
kid.
you? This
Where
elf-
did you come from?
Yeah.
This elf was used in the 60s. I don't know who he is, what he means, what he stands for, what he believes in life.
He act like he run the cul-de-sac, dude. What is he doing?
It's an Ed and Eddie character.
Exactly. Just scheming and finessing. What are you doing, man?
I'm trying to decide. Now,
We said all that though.
it is stupid, but it's also better than just a helmet.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
How's
But
the
you're
helmet
right.
the logo?
Dude, we might have to go with fucking Codename Kids Next Door on the left.
I guess so.
Going number one. On the We're going old inexplicably. We're going with Peter Pan.
Oh my God, man.
The helmet is just so stupid. Like,
If I was a fan of the Browns, I'd hurt somebody. There's just so much like anger.
I'd hurt somebody.
There's just so much
nothing
anger
makes
that you just
sense,
have to
bro.
leave out or
Yeah.
just get out.
He said, "Trust me, I would do crime often."
I'm robbing somebody.
I don't blame you.
The streets of Cleveland are going crazy,
It's not safe.
and this is why this helmet is setting the community back.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers. Hey, that one on the left is rizzing us up.
Hey, that one on the left, like, what's that dude?
Jack
Salt
Sparrow?
Bay.
It's like Fabio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like this is the face of every romance novel that 50-year-old woman would
He don't
read.
even look like an intimidating pirate either. Like, what is going on?
He looks like a pirate in a fucking spoof porno. He looks like a stripper dressed as a pirate.
No wonder you be watching, man.
He looks like a cartoon stripper. Like in a he looks like a pirate in a Seth Rogen movie where he's a stripper dressed as a pirate.
What have you
Man,
watched in
what
your
is your
lifetime?
problem?
He looks like he's in super bad.
This guy's a freak. Nah, you win. You win. You got it. You got
You
it.
get it. It's right, man. The new one takes it. Why is he winking at me like that too? You may be honest.
You win the contest. You win.
Oh my gosh.
He's a stripper in costume. The new one wins quite easily.
Oh man.
I mean, even outside of the goofiness, is the old one better?
No.
No.
No. Look at his hat too. Just the gust of wind blowing in his face too. For sure, he's trying to seduce you.
Why is he so
Absolutely.
seductive?
Yeah.
Oh, just let that marinate for a second.
You getting turned on right now?
Oh my god. Miami Dolphins.
Come on.
Oh no, that left one is he was. Why does he have a helmet on his head? What are we talking about right now? That dolphin on the left, I know what you are. What? Look at his eyes too. Why is his head pointing down?
As a small,
Oh my god.
No comment. The new one's better.
as a
what's-
SpongeBob character, man.
That is a SpongeBob character.
He don't know nothing but 3 words, man. Oh my god. Why is the fucking helmet there?
Because he plays football, stupid.
Oh my god, man. It looks like it's there for other reasons, though, man.
Bro,
Alright.
none of these Dolphins are menacing though.
Yeah, the one on the right isn't even like good. It looks like clip art,
Yeah,
but it's better.
the Dolphins. They're just too nice.
It's an inherently nice animal.
The one
That's
on the
why.
right
That's
looks.
why they're soft now. They can't run the ball because
Yeah.
they're low. It starts from the top down, right? From your logo, from the way you present yourself to the world, to the way that you build your team. And until they put a mean mug on the Dolphin, they will win no playoff.
You're
games.
eternally doomed to be a
I don't
pocket full
know.
of sunshine.
That dolphin definitely looks somewhat intimidating. It looks like it's at least
Well,
like a
on the
strong
old?
on the new, not the old.
No, the new one does not look.
It's strong. What you mean?
What do you
it's
mean
a strong
strong?
swimmer.
It's
Look at its stance.
What, you think it's a power stance for a dolphin?
When it comes to swimming, absolutely, man.
All right.
I guess.
Sure, fuck it. I think the one on the left looks a little more intimidating, if anything.
Nah,
He looks ready to
Yeah,
headbutt you to death.
honestly, yeah.
He's gonna headbutt the shit out of you.
Honestly,
nah,
they won the
man.
Super Bowl with the old one.
Have they won a Super Bowl with the new one?
No, why?
I don't
Because
think
it's
so.
soft.
I guess so.
Eagles.
It's tough. I don't know.
I mean, these are both. Beautiful.
What do you mean it's tough? The new one is so much better. The colors from the old one are better, but the logo is a million times better with the new one.
Ah, man.
What do you? Oh man,
The
it's
logos
so
and colors
clear.
go hand on hand.
True.
So it's like that's why I'm like, I don't know. The football there adds so much
What?
to the lore too.
The new bird is 1,000 times cooler.
Yeah,
Listen,
but
man,
he's
the new
soulless
bird-
though.
The new bird is much more menacing.
Yeah, the color
Yeah.
scheme isn't as good though. If we bring Kelly Green to the new logo, we have the best logo in sports.
I agree.
We got to get in the lab.
I'm gonna go new, but it's close. It's very close. The new one just looks.
They're both beautiful to me.
soulless a little bit though.
I love them both.
The Atlanta Falcons.
See, the new one clears. Like this old one doesn't even look like a falcon.
The new one, the old one looks like I drew it.
Motherfucker looks Egyptian, man.
It really does look like a hieroglyphic.
You are a Northern African. You are not from here.
Like we carved it in a wall.
What are you talking about?
We got a chisel.
Yeah, exactly. You are not from here, man.
We're painting with crushed up berries on the wall.
Somewhere over there.
With that being said, Egypt's kind of cool, so maybe I'll go old.
Nah, it's a new one for sure.
That's the new one.
Yeah.
Look at the eye on the old one.
This new one is just so much better.
The old one looks dying.
I could never imagine any rapper from Atlanta wearing this old logo. It would look so weird.
It's not a good logo.
Oh, man.
The Detroit Lions.
No, I drew this. I drew that one on the left.
No, your little brother drew that.
Why
With his eyes closed.
See, I've actually never seen this before, and it's actually pissing me off. It's actually upsetting
Now,
me.
granted, this is very old before they had graphic design software, so I think somebody did draw this.
From Timon and Pumbaa, man. That is not no line.
This is pre-Photoshop graphic design.
That is not no line, man. What's going on?
You couldn't find anybody in the Detroit area who could draw a line better than this.
It's like the owner's nephew drew this.
Again, top down.
Listen, man, 1960s, you had to get out of the mud. They had to figure it out. They bought the team. They had to bring it together.
Nobody could draw?
Look at how long the tail is, too. That's embarrassing. What's going on, man? What's good?
It's a lengthy lion.
Oh, man.
The mouth kills me.
It's not even roaring.
Take a moment of silence. You're right. It's a quiet lion, too.
Yeah, no noise.
It's so stupid. We got the two blocks in the back just being blocks.
Yeah, this new one clears.
The Patriots.
The old one is better.
No, I'm going with the new one.
I don't know.
I'll go with the new one. I'm not trying to see this weird looking man as a logo.
What you mean? You frightened or what? Like,
no, it's just like it's way, way, way too on the nose of like what
It's very on the nose. This is a Patriot playing football.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's kind of cool though. It kind of has a little bit of character, a little bit of
It's a
heart
nice
to it.
like alternate logo. Like if we like pass out like pamphlets for like the team schedule that they give out like the first game or whatever. Yeah,
the
you
new
put that
logo looks a
on it.
little too police-like to me.
It looks-
so it does.
It's
Okay,
a little
so-
too militant.
So I was thinking it kind of looks like a transformer type of thing. I was getting that.
The Michael Bay movies have a pretty militant vibe to them. So yeah, I think we agree.
Hey man, those movies are heat. Movies were good.
I don't know. I don't like either of these logos. Actually, no, I like the new one. The new one's better. I like the hat going off into the trail, having this little like to it. We'll
I
go
guess
new.
so, but the old just has a certain type of swagger.
Yeah,
to it.
It's cute. It has heart.
The new one just feels stale to me.
I'm going new. I'm going with the new one on this one.
Yeah, we'll go new. The Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, it's the old one, and it's not close.
A counterpoint. The color scheme sucks.
Very true. But I'm still going with that damn Ram.
Counterpoint, the way that they deployed the new color scheme sucks.
Yeah. If we had that Ram with the bright colors, that would be the best one possible.
Exactly.
Which is what they did in the 90s. I don't know why they have this new modern ass LA swoosh. It looks like
a gas station.
It looks like a hairdo. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
Because them and everybody else went up into Inglewood and was like, we're here.
This is a gentrifier logo.
I don't like this.
It's not good at all.
We're going with the old one.
Old one sweeps.
They're closing down taco shops in Inglewood left and right for that goddamn stadium.
You're laughing. This isn't funny.
Have you been there?
Yes.
You haven't though.
I've been by it.
What you rate that scale on 1 to 10?
What?
The tacos.
In Inglewood?
Yeah.
Relax.
The Seahawks, old versus new.
See, the old one looks old. It looks like an old bird.
That looks geriatric as
The
fuck.
old looks high as hell, man, and he's frowning too.
No, he has wrinkles. He
That-
he
he
looked
look
like
like-
stressful.
that
life.
bird is sick.
He's getting ready to be put down. That's why he's sick.
Yeah.
That is an old yeller.
This new one is good. This new one is one of the more menacing logos
It is very
in the
good.
NFL.
The old one looks like if he makes a noise like a bird would make, dust would come out. Yeah. Like he's Wheezy from Toy Stories.
Yeah, that old bird is dead.
This old one has seen some things, man. He's been around.
You saw
Talk
some
about
trash football.
He looks like he
prehistoric.
saw the new one and got scared because the new one looks ferocious.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new one beat up the old one.
Yeah.
I'm going new.
Okay. Yeah. New solid.
And that's the last one. Damn. There's some good logos here. Some good comparisons.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
that
alright.
dolphin is frying me.
Next thing we're going to do This is a long ass episode, man, because we got a 20 person tier list coming up. Oh my God. This is going to be a 4.5 hour episode.
Jeez.
This is going to be record setting.
You're welcome.
Things we do for content. Next thing we're going to do. A couple weeks ago, we did a quarterbacks tier list and a wide receiver tier list. You guys asked, where's the running back tier list? We didn't want to dedicate a whole main topic to the running backs. So today, we are going to put 20 of the 30 starting running backs in the NFL into a tier list, S through F, get a lay of the land for the running back position.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's do it.
Let's start off at the top. Bijan Robinson.
Sounds like a A tier.
How stingy do you want to be with S is the question.
Yeah, I guess that is.
Because if you want to put the top 5 in S, then he's that. But he's closer to 5 than he is to 1.
That's why I feel like he should be like, he's probably top of A.
I'll say top of A.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like the top backs, they have that, and not that Bijan isn't like a great player, but I feel like they're more like Derrick Henry is either overpowering or Saquon is like complete, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'll put Bijan in A.
Okay, so then
Bijan.
obviously Saquon is S tier.
Yes.
Easy. That's easy.
And honestly, if Bijan played for last year's Eagles, he probably would also be S tier. I think Bijan is fully capable of also rushing for damn near 2,000 yards. Yeah. So they're not terribly far apart, but one rush for 2,000 yards is a little bit better in most ways. So that's cool to me to be S versus top of A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job, Bijan.
So let's just close off the S tier. Is Derrick Henry the only other S tier?
I think he deserves to be S tier.
He clearly deserves to be S tier. He rushed for damn near 2,000 yards as well. He was right behind him.
Yeah. He's S tier as well.
He's incomparable.
The only one that's like a discussion for me is how much grace you want to give CMC on his injuries.
Okay.
But like, because obviously CMC is S tier like talent. He's just never available. So it's like, I don't know how to parse that.
Well, not even never available. Wasn't available last year. Year before that, he was. It's every year you don't know. Like it's literally he's going to play every game or almost no games. Like who fucking knows? I feel fine going CMC A tier just to put into account some availability. And when he came back last year, he didn't look quite as explosive as he did before. So you tell me there's a world where he's just a little bit less explosive this year. That's possible, but he's still the top of A tier, assuming he's playing 15 games.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair with me.
Okay, we built at the top. Let's move down a little bit. What do you guys want to do with Kyren Williams? Just got paid, 7th highest paid running back in the league.
Beretted. Shout out to him. He is not.
These are all starters.
Keep
in mind, these are all starting running back ones.
C tier? D tier?
D tier.
He would be D tier for most teams.
He'd be fumbling.
Yeah, he'd be fumbling. And he's not the most athletic. Doesn't have crazy bursts. He's just reliable. Fits Sean McVay's zone scheme really well. He's really good on these gap schemes up the middle too. See while he's playing for Sean McVay.
Right.
If he was on random team X, if he was on the Raiders, we probably wouldn't know his name, but he's a perfect fit for what Sean McVay wants to do. That sounds like C to me.
Okay.
So give him some credit for getting the job done. But right. Many running backs could get it done with Sean McVay, with the best offensive mind in the league. Isaiah Pacheco, Chiefs RB1.
I'm sorry. Runs very, very hard.
Very hard.
The hardest runner in the league.
Stomping on that ground.
Have to go F tier.
Not D, F?
I think F.
Because it is all starting running back, so everybody up here is good.
Yes, he is very good. But also, I think that the Chiefs are still looking for a running back that they can rely on to give them more than 4 yards of carry. And because listen, I love Isaiah Pacheco, but if you're gonna run that hard, you got to go somewhere. You can't run in place.
To be fair, he suffered a pretty serious injury in week 2 last year and was slowed down. Year before that, he looked substantially better. So I was gonna say D, but I'm not gonna argue to death that Isaiah Pacheco is D, not F.
If we're doing all of these players and we're talking about what happened to them last season, like I feel like right now it is F. Now he can get his way back up to D, but it's. I got to see something.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan Taylor.
See, okay, so this is very, very tough. It's either top of B or bottom of A, but like B tier feels weird for Jonathan
It feels
Taylor.
disrespectful. He just had 1,400 yards in like 14 games. He's still one of the best runners in the NFL.
He's been disrespected, honestly, his entire career. Like even in college, like he was running for crazy numbers.
If the Colts had a league average quarterback the last 2 years, Jonathan Taylor would be in best running back in the league combos.
And put him in.
He'd be right behind Saquon and Derrick Henry.
Let's go A tier then.
Yep. Yeah, I firmly believe Jonathan Taylor is A tier.
After he let everybody down, you specifically.
In fantasy that year?
In fantasy that 1 year.
Was that 2023? He was number 1 overall pick consensus. Yeah. Got hurt immediately. I have the worst luck ever drafting first round running backs.
They threw him to the side.
this year I will be drafting a wide receiver first round. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Wait, where? Who?
We'll see what pick I got.
Uh,
Tell me what pick I have.
4.
Damn.
I'm probably picking CD or Justin Jefferson.
Nice.
Is Jahmyr Gibbs A tier as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he rounds out the last player in A tier. Jahmyr Gibbs is just as good as Bijan, just as dynamic in the passing game. Pretty much equal level, I think.
I would have. Yeah, like that's move Jonathan Taylor back. That's my top 5.
Oh, so you're putting Jahmyr right above Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah.
This is the order?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Now let's build out the middle of this whole tier list. Breece Hall had a down year because the Jets were a goddamn disaster, but was thought about as a premier running back the year before that.
He is, and Aaron Glenn is already saying like, oh yeah, you are gonna get usage. We're gonna use you in all these different kind of ways. I think like this year is probably gonna get him back up to where people think about him as one of the best running backs in the league. But off of last year, I'll say B.
Yeah, I think he's more talented than Kyron Williams. And I think if Sean McVay had him, he'd produce more than Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
So that feels fair. But he's not stiff in A. He's going to be at the bottom of B tier.
If he has a crazy year, I think he can get to A, but B's probably like in like a 3-year sample size, that's probably like the best level for him.
I think he'd be top of B if he has a good year, but I think it's probably more likely he falls out of B than he gets to A.
And he hasn't had a 1,000-yard rushing season just yet.
Yeah.
It's
So
kinda
like,
shocking.
he was a fantasy darling, was exciting, high pick.
It's not his fault.
It really is not his fault, but yeah, I think it's more likely we look up next year and he's C tier rather than A.
Okay.
A, I just don't think he has the juice for those top guys. Those top guys are all incredible.
Yeah.
Chase Brown.
Listen,
Honestly, I look at him and I see Kyron Williams. I see a guy who is in a good spot, is going to get usage, is good enough in a lot of ways. Part of a good offense, not changing your life for most teams.
C tier?
Yeah, I'll go C tier.
Yeah.
I think like listen, I'm having multiple conversations. There's multiple people who want Chase Brown off of my dynasty team right now.
And you know why? Because he's Joe Burrow's running back.
Exactly.
Because there's no other viable person there unless Taj Brooks
Yeah.
makes a leap. So in fantasy, it's all about usage. He's a good fantasy asset, but I think he's clearly a better fantasy player than he is real life dynamic player. I think he's not bad. He's just perfectly fine. James Conner.
Put James Conner at the top of B tier. Just the definition of solid.
Yep.
And most of the time you think of C tier as solid. James Conner is solid plus because he's solid every single year in and year out. He's very dependable, and it's so funny because you always look up in the middle of the year and you're like, James Conner has how many yards?
Yeah.
James Conner has how many touchdowns?
Last year was his best season statistically.
Yeah. And every year people were saying, oh, James Conner's getting old. It's probably the one who falls off. Incorrect.
What?
Nope. Just
Fall
keeps
off
on
just
getting
never
better.
happens.
He's him and Derrick Henry. Every year they have a new young running back, or you say, this is the year they get surpassed. It's never the year.
Dummies.
Bucky Irving.
Listen, the internet's trying to put Bucky Irving in S tier.
Yeah. Top of B tier, I think. Right behind James Conner.
Yeah, he can get into A tier this year very easily, but
A tier is hard to get into, man. I don't know. But it's possible.
He can do it. He can do it.
Yeah, it's possible. But I think he's like James Conner. He'll be very good running back. Obviously not like, he's small. He's not the most complete running back in the world. I don't think he's going to be garnering the usage of a Jonathan Taylor every down running back, getting nonstop carries, feeding your offense, but incredibly dynamic. I guess he could be Jahmyr Gibbs in the best case scenario, but I'm not predicting it.
Yeah, I just think like his ability to obviously like thrive on the ground, but also be a pass catcher. Really, it provides another dynamic to the Bucs offense. I like Bucky Irving a lot. I'll put him in B.
Breece Hall, we are cutting you bail. I'm looking at you next to Bucky Irving, and I'm like, man, we're doing some favors to Breece Hall.
Drop him down.
Nah, unless you drop everybody else down.
Never mind then.
Which maybe we will.
Well,
let's let it play out. Maybe we will actually. But yeah, let's keep it going. Josh Jacobs.
A tier. I actually no. I see. Okay, so I didn't like Josh Jacobs a lot early on in his career, but he was also in
Raiders tax.
Yeah, Raiders tax. So it was like, let me cut him a little bit of slack. He's another one of these guys where you're in a situation where Matt LaFleur knows how to call offense, and he knows how to design very, very nice run schemes. And Josh Jacobs he thrived on it last year.
I think we put him top of B and we lower Breece Hall to C. Actually, I think you're right. I think we should lower him.
Damn, Breece.
Because Breece Hall cannot be in the same tier as Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
So lower him down, and maybe we'll lower these two guys down too. But maybe Chase Brown should be lowered to D actually, and Kyron should stay because he deserves it.
Okay.
What do you think? Should Chase Brown be going on a D?
Nah, let's
Chase Brown's not like he's just Chase Brown. Like it's not like.
I think that's the definition of C.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Devon Achane.
Top of, again, not really his fault. top of C, bottom of B.
Yeah, I think bottom of B is fair. I think clearly one of the most just dynamic speed running backs in the league.
Yeah.
Crazy pass catcher. Is going to line up a receiver a lot this year. If that Dolphins O-line wasn't bullshit last year, I think he would have solidified himself as a clear top 10 running back. But it was complete
There's so
bullshit.
much animosity in your heart saying that.
I had Devon Chain in Dynasty. Notice the pattern. That team was bullshit last year. Devon Chain is great.
Just throwing his phone at the wall every week.
Oh, man.
DeAndre Swift.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Isaiah Pacheco. You should not be in the same tier. Either move Pacheco up or create a new tier for DeAndre Swift.
Damn.
Damn, you think he's just shit from a butt? Just that bad? He has to be alone?
I'm not a massive fan of DeAndre Swift.
I feel like he can be F. That's fine. But so I don't know if he needs to be completely below. He can still cast patches. Whoa. Cast patches. He can still catch passes. He has some dynamic skills with the ball in his hands. Just has no vision at all. Zero vision. Can't pass block. Can't see a hole. F tier is fine for starters.
That's so
And what do you need to do
that's
as
so
a running
bleak.
back?
God,
what do you
man.
need to do as a running back?
Both those things.
Yeah, that's so
But yeah,
bleak.
again, he's one of the worst starting running backs in the NFL. But he's not like some egregious sin. He needs to have his own tier.
Dude, the amount of looks that he gets are ridiculous, and the yard just doesn't add up at all.
There's some guys who like they love contact. So even like if they're in the open field, they're not gonna like run away or try to be elusive because they're like inviting the contact. He doesn't even get to that point where he's at the line of scrimmage and he's like, all right, 2 guys over here, no guys over there.
I'm running into the right guard's back.
2 guys over here.
I think I'll run into the right guard's ass.
The definition
That'll do.
of running towards the grind.
Yep.
Okay.
Jalen Warren, welcome to D tier.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Yeah,
Because
good scat back, good pass catcher, good pass protector. If he was good enough to be an every down back and get the volume usage, he would have already got it by now.
Okay.
Yeah, if you couldn't beat out Najee Harris.
Yeah, I think this will become Caleb Johnson's backfield, but Jalen Warren is a very good complementary running back.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Walker, my sunshine.
That's your guy.
It's my sunshine.
Tell us about Kenneth.
Look, Kenneth Walker should be A tier, but the offensive coordinators have been god awful for 2 straight years. He's B tier.
All right, that's
He's
fair.
better than James Conner. I think he is better than Josh Jacobs, but Josh Jacobs has been producing him border, so I'll put him right behind him. Josh Jacobs deserves a nod, but Kenneth Walker, if Clint Kubiak is who we think he is, Kenneth Walker should be A tier this time next year.
Okay.
We'll see, though.
I believe you.
I think he has all the talent in the world to be just as good as you could tell me he could be just as good as Jonathan Taylor.
Wow. Okay.
I think he could be in that tier if things go well for him.
Okay.
But things have not gone well for him. it hasn't gone horrible, but there's a reason he's B tier. Alvin Kamara.
Listen, Unc still got it.
Unc still got it.
at this
He
big
still
age.
has it. And for that, see,
He's kind of a PPR scammer in terms of like his fantasy value, why he seems like he still got it so much. He's still good, but like you're not running him between the tackles to quite the same level.
yeah, no.
No, he does still got it though. He's not incapable, but fantasy people might think he's a little better than he is, but he is still good.
So you feeling B tier,
I
top
think
of
so.
C?
B's getting crowded, but
Then top
yeah.
of C sounds okay.
nah, he's better than that, I think.
It's just there's another name on this list where I feel like they're the same but also different.
Hey man, B's gonna be crowded, so be it. B's just a crowded S tier.
Let's put Kamara in B tier.
It just has to be. I guess it's just the names I picked. I didn't pick enough of the shitters on the bottom, like the worst running backs in the league. So it seems like there was a lot of B, but so be it. Because what you're saying is James Cook is next.
And James Cook is he's a B level running back.
James Cook is B.
And I need him to get his money.
And last but not least, you have Brian Robinson. Is that D?
Yeah.
Solid running back. I mean, I guess between him and Pacheco, they're probably not that different. But Brian Robinson's good around the goal line. He's big. Again, doesn't have crazy vision, crazy elusiveness. He's just standard.
Man, you know what? He got shot, came back, played the same season. He's tough.
Unbreakable.
Shout out
That's
to
insane.
I
bruh.
guess F tier
I still
means-
can't believe that.
I know it's crazy. I guess F tier means like your team doesn't want you to start. D is like, we're fine. We'll have another guy to compliment you. We'll have our Austin Eckler. We'll have our Caleb Johnson, but we're not mad with you being one of our main running backs. C is
B
we're
is so crowded.
I know. But that's just because I picked 20 running backs instead of 30. If I picked the other 10 that are probably bad, C and D would have been filled out a little more.
Yeah.
So that's just the nature of my
Yeah.
selection bias.
I don't hate this though. It's not bad.
Is there anything that is debatable that maybe we'll get yelled at about?
I feel like people are gonna want us to put Josh Jacobs
I
A
was
just
about to
because of the production that he had, but
Yeah.
I just want to keep A exclusive. Like, honestly, the 4 guys in A could be the best running back in the league any given year.
Who's the worst of B tier? Is it Alvin Kamara?
B tier?
Probably.
A-Chain.
Him or James Cook?
Not A-Chain.
And I would go Kamara because I think like Kamara's just older, and I don't think that he can. Like James Cook was doing some really good stuff, and like the offense was rolling through him sometimes. I don't know if Kamara could handle that type of responsibility in the backfield right now.
Okay. Last thing we're gonna do, we have a fantasy topic to get to before we close out this 4-hour episode.
Jeez.
Mo, tell us what we're doing with these running back conversations.
Man, you've been talking about fantasy here and there throughout the course of the episode, just leaking some of the things that you've dealt with. And today, I want to know which running back would you rather take in these fantasy rounds?
Okay, so we're gonna go around 1 through 5, and you're gonna give us a debate between running backs that their ADP is in those rounds.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So for round 1, would you rather take Bijan or Saquon Barkley? Bijan, my bad, or Saquon Barkley.
We respect names here. I would take Bijan.
Are you just scared of Saquon usage from last year?
Yeah,
300 carries 2 years in a row.
It's not a. You rarely see players who get 350, 400 touches go back the next year and do it to the same level of what they did the previous year. Running for 2,000 yards in back-to-back seasons, like come on, now. Like,
but then again, he still has the
all-time
best.
stuff.
He still has the best O-line in the league.
Yeah.
Like he still is in a great scenario. We could look fucking silly, and Saquon's still RB1, but Bijan's close enough that I'm fine not dealing with that risk.
I think Bijan. Now,
second half of last year, Bijan really took off and got towards the level we wanted him to be at. So I feel safe that he's going to continue the momentum post Arthur Smith. Thank God. I'm fine with Bijan.
I like that. Yeah.
Round 2, Jonathan Taylor or Josh Jacobs?
The total opposite in terms of stable QB situations.
And I would take Josh Jacobs for that reason. I have no idea what the Colts offense is going to look like, and if Jonathan Taylor is going to be in position to capitalize the same way that the Packers are and Josh Jacobs is, where it's like, 4 yards to go, Josh, take us home.
Jonathan Taylor is better. I feel his ceiling is higher. If there's one thing you learn from years of fantasy football, don't draft running backs with bad quarterback rooms. And unless Anthony Richardson puts it together, there's not even a good second option that's competent there. There's no Joe Flacco walking through the doors.
Let's not bet on Anthony Richardson this year.
Josh Jacobs are picking you. But I don't feel good about it.
Okay. Round 3, James Cook or Chase Brown?
Chase Brown. He has no competition for snaps. James Cook is way better, but Chase Brown is going to have all the touches in a top 5 offense in the league. James Cook they're trying to, he hasn't been paid yet. We'll see what happens there. If you bring him back on a short-term deal, they're probably going to give Ray Davis some touches to bring his value down on some politics shit.
We can go. We'll go home. I don't know. I really like James Cook.
I do too.
I like James Cook a lot, and it's the same thing where the Bills, they don't have a dominant pass catcher, and James Cook can handle a lot of the catches out of the backfield. I'm gonna go with James Cook.
Okay. All right. A lot of people's fantasy relies on these takes.
God forbid.
I know. Round 4, Alvin Kamara or Kenneth Walker?
Kenneth Walker round 4, my favorite pick in the entire fantasy year. Easily Kenneth Walker. I want no parts of the Saints offense. Yeah. I want no parts of a 30-year-old running back in the Saints offense. And I want all parts of Kenneth Walker with the OC that finally has some creativity, finally knows how to use him in the right zone running scheme. Give me Kenneth Walker.
Kamara had 75 receptions this year.
And Kenneth Walker's hurt again?
Yeah.
Just my fucking luck. But give me Kenneth Walker.
Okay. Round 5, the last round, Breece Hall or Marion Hampton?
What do you think?
I think you guys are going to Marion Hampton.
Give me Omarion Hampton.
Naturally.
That's RB7.
Yeah, I'm all in on Omarion Hampton. He's on my dynasty team and he's not going anywhere ever.
Makes sense.
And that's the end of this episode. If people are still here, what should they comment?
Matt Stafford is not a Hall of Famer.
Comment whether or not you think Matt Stafford is a Hall of Famer. Listen. With that being said, we'll see y'all next week.